Well, good evening, everybody. Whoever's here, I don't even know who's here. Who we got? Beer Drinking Builders here. Copper, Parkdale Playboy. How you guys doing?
Hello.
So we're short one member tonight. He's probably at a tugboat competition again or something.
He's tugging for sure.
He's tugging hard. He's dedicated. Never gives up. He will be here soon, I'm sure. He had some stuff he had to take care of tonight. DCL, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, DCL.
So yeah, we've got we got lots to talk about, that's for sure.
Lots to talk about, yeah.
And then stuff to pick out. Tanner's got he's got a bag he's got to do for his AT-AT there.
And
that's looking amazing. Let's see.
I mean, the scale of this is incredible. So the 2020 AT-AT last year's will fit underneath this thing.
Yeah.
That's how large this guy is.
It's crazy.
It's just, and the way they did the legs, it's just, it's incredible. Hey, Cosmo Candy, nice to see you.
Hey, Cosmo, how you doing?
This fully brick built tool is part of it as well, and that's to adjust the legs at the joints, at the hip joint, the knee joint.
That was what we were talking about. That was our worry, was that thing was going to be so unstable because if it's built like the traditional AT-AT, they just click into place, and there's no way the weight of that thing would actually deal with that. So
absolutely,
it's like a worm and sector gear.
It's the big Technic turntable gears, and then a worm gear as well. Yeah, and apparently they made it. There's an article up on Brickset. They made it. This is like the set that you can't take apart with conventional ways, because there are a couple points where they put Technic pins through, and there's no way to push the Technic pin back out. So you'd have to get like a tiny, sharp, small tool, and to wedge underneath that Technic pin. It's just, it's kind of crazy, but I don't envision I'll ever take this apart anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't think you would. It's not. That's not a take apart piece. You're buying that because A, you want it, and B, you're never gonna take. You're gonna put it at your front door. It's gonna be your greeting dog.
Absolutely. Hey, Brian Jorgensen, welcome. Robert, welcome.
So, I don't know what I want to build tonight. I could do some rebuilding of stuff, but I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of that. So we'll get back to that eventually. So I was either thinking I could do this set, because I've got no Christmas decorations in the house right now. I can't get a hold of them. So I was going to do this tree and the sleigh. Problem is the sleigh, I know I'm taking it apart because I'm going to double size it, right?
Yeah, but you want to build it up
first anyway,
right? Build it standard.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that. I was gonna pick between this or this one. Won't be done tonight. But, this reindeer, this bigger reindeer.
No, you need to put horns on him for sure, and a big red nose.
It's more of a. I think I'll save that for when Becca's around. I'm gonna build that with her because that is her all-time favorite set.
Yeah, and I think I want to say that Maura has that to build as well.
Yeah, I think Maura and I had discussed building those together.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to be a Christmas tree and a sleigh.
And the Christmas tree couldn't have picked a better one. So that one, people don't know, that was a Black Friday promotion. I think it was in store only in 2019 when the Batmobile came out, and just an awesome promo. It was that weekend, that whole weekend, I think.
Yeah. And did you see what these bloody things are selling for right now?
No, I haven't looked.
It's silly. Like $150 for that set.
Ooh.
Like, no.
And you can make it. I think you can order all the parts for it. There's nothing unique for it.
Yeah. Copper, did I get the Lego wreath for decorations? No, I didn't pick up the wreath, actually. I got to get after it. I've always wanted to do the Christmas village, but never really had real estate or space or anything for it. So I'll get after building all the Christmassy sets I've got, what I've got left over, sort of thing. This guy talked about putting it under the or in the back of the truck, the pickup truck we built. So it could look kind of cool in there. But
Perfect.
I don't know. I think I'll build it up. It'll probably sit on my Christmas display this year, and then I should have enough of the parts and pieces just to kind of build up a tree. So we can do that. Beer Drinking Builder says the T-Rex. Maybe he can come over here and help me with it. All right. So thumb popper.
Oof.
There we go.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. How you doing? Hope all is well.
So lots of Lego news this week. We'll probably wait till Eric gets on to start talking over all of that stuff because I'm sure he'll want to chime in. But between, I think Lego published something like 100 new sets this week. They're out on the website. A lot of them coming January 1st.
Yeah,
and then
battle pack stuff and
what's that?
Some battle pack stuff and all that good jazz.
Some battle pack stuff, some Star Wars, some really great city sets, some Friends sets, some Ninjago stuff, some Brickheadz, just a whole bevy of things that's coming, and a lot of it looks good. But yeah, we'll probably wait for Eric. And then today from the rumor mill, there were lots of set numbers and potential prices that came out, and things like Star Wars and ideas and superheroes, big superhero set.
Yeah, you filthy animal! You better be wrong.
We'll see. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit when Eric gets on. But yeah, Copper says still no picture, no news on the modular.
Yeah.
I am very surprised because last year I want to say it came out the last week in November. So any day now, I would expect it to come any day now.
Yeah.
We've seen some more news. I think the piece count came out today. The piece count of that is, I want to say 3,033 pieces, something like that. It's like 100 more pieces than the police station. So it's going to be a bit bigger than the police station, at least from a piece count perspective.
I just totally paper cut myself like big time on the box.
You going to be okay?
No, I think I should make it.
Need a medic?
If I fall down, send somebody. Full send. Oh yeah, there's like I said, big Lego news. For the people that are here, I know Eric, you guys who watch Eric and stuff like that, you probably saw his TikTok with his Deadpool that he did, which is absolutely amazing. And then Tanner, of course, as you can see in the background of his thing there, you've got hey Andrew. Tanner's got his Obi-Wan, which again is absolutely amazing. Well, Tanner designed something for me personally and sent it to me, which is I was taken aback by it because it's absolutely fantastic. And we don't have a lot of people here, but I will show you paper cut file Lego Workman's Comp. But I'll show you. You can see it in the background here. Boop.
This looks awesome.
He did me a Joker, which looks phenomenal. It's got a couple of rare colors in it. It's got the purple is not that dark purple is not a super common color, and not a lot of purple in there.
You want to? Hey Kevin, do solo screen so they can see it a little bit better.
Doop. Can't remember how to do it.
You just gotta jiggle it a little.
I think you gotta wiggle the handle. There we go. It's right here. So solo layout. All right. So there's the Joker up there, right beside the Iron Man. So color. It takes a ton of colors. There's the flat silver, the silver, dark gray, light gray, the olive, white, tan, dark tan, orange, nougat, and the killer one is sand green. So I went and started looking for parts and pieces, and grabbed what I could find, and the that's that sand green. When you look it up, I think the cheapest one we found was $2 and some cents per dot.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I need about 36 of them. So Tanner and I just looked it up just not that long ago, right before we started the stream here, and it was like it came in one set, a Harry Potter set.
One set, Harry Potter set from 2002.
Yeah. So that one, it's not fully completed because I got to find a substitute color for that, because obviously we're not going to go that route. That's just crazy.
No.
And the rest of the dots are relatively inexpensive. Like, it wasn't like it was a huge thing. I took one of my Iron Man's to build that one, because it was just, I didn't want to go out and buy any sets. And you know what? To be honest, those Iron Man sets are pretty much dried up.
Yeah. Yeah, they went on sale here, and they're all gone now.
Yeah. Hey, Todd, how's it going? I should have you autograph my JD art. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a John Denver one for Copper to use up his extra studs from his Beatles art.
Nice. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's now one of my favorite pieces in my collection, of course, because like anything I have, it's not necessarily about the piece, because like even the AT-AT that Tanner's building, it's just an AT-AT. Anybody can go build it. Stuff like that, that's onesies. That's something you keep near and dear to your heart, because A, someone that I care about made it for me, and B, it's freaking awesome, and it's not in everybody's basement. So
absolutely. Absolutely. On that note, though, Andrew, you asked if I had instructions available for Obi-Wan. I do not yet. I've got it in studio. I will probably put some instructions together for it when I go on my work break, which is in 3 weeks, I think. So I will probably work on that over the holiday and figure out a way to get them out there, either for free on Rebrickable, or I might put up a website and put a price tag on these, since I worked pretty hard on this set of instructions.
Absolutely, and I think no one would have problem paying money for those things. And then the fourth one would be, we got to get it together. If you guys haven't gone to Matthew's site, our buddy Matthew, it's Beer Drinking Builder on Instagram. He did one of them. It's a free one on Rebrickable, and he did Ahsoka, and it's a 3-set piece, so it goes right beside your Ultimate Vader art, and it is amazing. Like, blown away how well that thing turned out. So,
yeah, absolutely. I am quite jealous of that one, because I love Ahsoka. Like, so we will talk about that. The 150th Brickheadz, is obviously Ahsoka, and that came out. That looks fantastic. Can't wait to add that one on January 1st. But the art that Matthew did, and again, it's a Rebrickable. It's one you can get from Rebrickable. It just looks awesome. Matthew's got some pictures of it right next to the big Darth Vader, the big Ultimate Vader piece, and they complement each other perfectly. Yeah,
they are amazing. No, so why do they do that? Why do they not allow you to charge for art sets?
So yeah, it was kind of crazy. So I went through the trouble of putting instructions together for my Sidious, and actually I did my Revan first, believe it or not, the instructions for it, because the instructions for these is a pain. Making instructions in studio is a huge pain. Doing it for these art sets and doing it right, like, not, some people are lazy about it and they just kind of show a picture and don't actually do like the instructions on the art sets where you have the paint by number. I wanted to do it right, and make it like a light quality. So spent a lot of time on it, and then went to try and submit it as a premium, and I was going to charge, like, I don't know, $3, $5, something, which was about the same price that other people were charging on Rebrickable.
Yeah.
I went to post it, and they said, we no longer allow you to make art sets premium. And I said, what do you mean? Well, it's too easy for somebody to build it just by looking at the picture. So we don't allow you to do it. And in my head, I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, one, there's a lot of people out there that, yes, there are some people out there that might say, well, I'm just going to figure out how to build this on my own because I'm not going to pay your $3. Great. More power to them.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of
enjoy the waste of your time. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are, for the convenience of it, going to say, you know what, $3 is worth it for me than trying to figure that out. And I'm going to pay you for that.
Yeah.
And why Rebrickable would stop that, or would limit that, and it limits, commissions they could make, because they make a commission off of every instruction sale you get. It just, I didn't get it, right? And then after I said, okay, well, screw it, I'm just going to post these anyway because I want
the time to do it.
Yeah, I took the time to do it, and I want people to be able to access them. So I posted them for free. Well, then I saw other people posting art and making it premium after they told me that.
Yeah.
And so I got back with them again, and I said, hey, what's going on here, guys? I was told that you couldn't do this, and look, here's this set, and this set that posted after mine that are charging for it. And what they told me was that those people, apparently their service is their website is so great that you can go in and make it a free set. And then after it's approved by their moderators, you can change it to a premium set, and it doesn't have to go back through an approval cycle. And so they said, oh, well, that was somebody that was doing this, and we're gonna show them, we're gonna suspend their privileges or something.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, I mean, the overall concept to me, it doesn't make sense, because
no, it doesn't.
For sure, if nobody buys it, I don't think it costs Rebrickable a ton to host a design that's a premium versus a free one. If nobody buys it, that's on me. I'm out. They're not out. And if people do buy it, they gain as well. So
they got really nothing to lose, right?
Well, yeah. Why would you restrict it? And I could be simplifying that. Maybe I don't understand everything that goes behind the scenes, but it just
it's frustrating, especially for that. There's a lot of time into that too. It's not like there's a lot of time into people's mocks and stuff that go on there, but there's definitely a lot of time that's going to go on to that, because even the one what Tanner sent me to build this thing, it's phenomenal. It's just like, if we were to print it on the black pages and you'd have the actual instructions. So worked out really well. I was doing it while I was kind of tired, so I'd have to go back every now and then and fix stuff, but turned out really good. Extremely happy with how it turned out. And just I need a few more pieces and parts. I need a whole bunch more black. You can't see it from here, but the bottom section, because there is a lot of black in it, which I'm fine with. The bottom section's all black, and I don't have the dots in there. I ran out of dots.
You need black?
Yeah.
I get a ton of black. I'll send you some black.
Probably about, I don't know.
Look at this. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. This was a little bit of a screw up, I think. Or not a screw up, but a pre-buy.
So when I originally designed my Obi-Wan, all of this was going to be black.
Yeah.
And so I designed it, and I ordered all the studs for it just on an impulse. I was so excited about how it looked that I just ordered all the studs, and it wasn't that expensive. The colors I chose were good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's not going to look good just in black, or it's going to be kind of blah. And so I wanted to texture it. I was going to do the blue and black texture like the Iron Man sets, like Eric did on his Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then I said, it would pop more with these reds and oranges. So that's what I did. But look, this is leftover blacks.
Yeah, I could use them.
Yeah, I'll throw them in this box because I got.
Oh, let's talk about that box for a second. This is something funny. So I'm going to when I was a kid, and the older people remember, and I don't know if you can see it on my tattoo here, but I have the Fisher Price phone in this tattoo, and this tattoo is actually a painting. And the painting was something my mom always said she was going to buy me, and then it was just mom talk or whatever. And when she passed, I had this tattoo done because it's this artist is Fabio Napoleoni. Really love his art. He's an American artist. I have a few of his pieces on me all over the place, but it had the Fisher Price phone in there, and it was just something that I remembered as my childhood. It's a trigger, if you will. Like, so one day I'm sitting at work, and one of the guys comes in my office, and he says, "Hey, you know that phone on your arm?" I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Fisher Price is releasing only in the States a Bluetooth phone. So the phone will actually sync up with my iPhone, and it rings like it has the ringer, just like the old phone had. Like when you would dial the old phone, it's a rotary phone. So when you dial the old phone, it made that like they ding the bell, and all that sort of jazz." So I reached out to Tanner, and I said, "Hey, if you by chance see this, or have a chance to grab one, let me know if you can get it. I'll send you money or whatever." And I think I really need one of these things in my life. So Tanner, I think's got it sitting there now. It came in this weekend, and he just showed me the box, and the box absolutely blew me away. It I can't wait to get this thing. Look at that. Man, that's so cool. I hope his eyes move and stuff too when he rings. That is absolutely awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. I don't know if they sold out on them. I don't know. Was it a Best Buy exclusive, wasn't it? Or yeah, I
What's
think
that?
it was a Best Buy exclusive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course we couldn't get them here. So and then once I said to my buddy, I said once Tanner actually had secured one, I said to my buddy here, I said, "Well, Tanner secured one," and he goes, "What?" And then he was on the mission there to try to secure himself one. So hopefully he did. I didn't. I forgot even to ask him if he got
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say, did he get one?
I don't know. I'll have to once mine gets here, I'll set up in my office, and I'll know if he got one or not if he comes running when the phone rings in my office. I'll be yelling, "Ding, the fries are done."
Yeah, you will. So yeah, I've been building this AT-AT very slowly. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I appreciate it. But I've been kind of posting slowly as I go, which I don't usually do for sets because I build them so quickly typically. But this one, last big set of the year, last set I'll probably buy this year, and I wanted to go slow, so I've been doing one bag a day. So I'm on day 8 because this obviously came out the 26th last Friday. I'm on day 8. I'm doing bag 8, and I'll do a bag tomorrow. This one's gonna last me. It'll be like my advent calendar. But it's refreshing. It really is. Many times
Slow
we get
down
so
and enjoy it.
excited.
Yep.
And I'm very excited about this set, and it's taken me a lot of willpower and restraint not to just crank through this because it's such an awesome set, especially the other two big UCS sets, the Falcon and the Star Destroyer. I think it takes till about bag 8 until you start putting some of the detail work in, if I remember right. Maybe even after that, because
it starts getting fun. Really, it's like
I mean, you're building a lot of structure, and I love the structural part of it too. Don't get me wrong, but this one, like bag 2, and you're already doing some detail work and greebling and starting to take shape, and then you build these massive legs, and it's just I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's really refreshing to build one bag at a time. It really is, because I get home from work, I've had a long day with work, crank out a bag, and these bags, the first 8 were huge, or the first 7 I should say were huge. Like bag 6 and 7 each had 4 large bags each in those stages, because you're building the feet and then you're building the whole legs or the half the leg up to the knee. So very big bags. So you don't feel, I guess, you don't feel bad doing that. Brian says he's doing Home Alone that way. Yeah. And Home Alone's a perfect set for it, right? I think
24
Eric
bags,
is doing
right?
it the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Eric's doing that on his TikTok as well. He's building a bag a day or whatever. And it's working out good for him. I think he's getting a good group of watching just because they're excited to see what each day brings.
Speaking of Home Alone, if you didn't get it, keep an eye out there. The Lego store manager here locally, he shot me an email today and he's like, hey, get the word out. If you know anybody looking for Home Alone, I got a huge shipment of them today.
Oh, wow.
And they're back in stock. So
good.
Keep an eye out if you got a Lego store local to you and you didn't get Home Alone when it released and it's been out of stock. Some of the Lego stores are getting them back in.
Yeah. Todd said he just checked on the phone and they're sold out.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Not surprised, man. I mean, that, as dumb as it is, it's kind of one of those things that if you're in that era, you totally remember that phone. Like,
well, Toy Story, that's another one. Like, even if you didn't have that as a kid, and I had the phone as a kid too, it's in Toy Story, and just that movie, the nostalgia, some of the toys that are in that movie is what makes that movie for me too, or all.
Yeah, because they're trying to trigger everybody, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, this is the train. That's cool. Huh. Yeah, this is a pretty detailed little gift with purchase, that's for sure.
Yeah, it really is, and it's got a movement feature in it.
Yeah, you can turn it.
Mm-hmm. A little turntable inside. It's really cool. One of the better gift with purchases. In fact, Copper and I were just talking before the stream, and he was kind of laying out all the gift with purchases in his Instagram, and that we've had this year, and just kind of laying out basically the good, bad, and the ugly, or the good ones and the stinkers. And that one obviously was 2 years ago, but that one would definitely classify as a good one. We've had
for sure.
Had several good ones this year.
Batmobile was the same year as this one too, I think.
What's that?
The Batmobile was the same year as this
one. The same day. Same day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a tough one. I can't remember why I didn't get the Batmobile, but
it's crazy too how much the hobby has grown since then. I remember Black Friday 2019. I went in probably midday, I think, to the Lego store to pick up the Batmobile. I know I didn't go in like I did with this one, where I went in 3 hours before the store opened.
Yeah.
I went in probably 10 o'clock or something like that, and was able to secure my gift with purchase, got everything I needed. And, we were talking about it last week. This year, this is, my store sold 70 of them in basically 6 hours. Just crazy. Brian says, I look on wife's Instagram, can't see the comments on your page. Can you explain the Star Wars scenes I see on your page? Yeah, so thanks for asking that. I had a lot of fun with that. I got them here. I'll show them here in a minute. So there are these things, and it's the trendy new thing right now. It's called Minifigure Habitats, and there's a formula for building them. It's an 8x8 plate, and then you build up basically 2 walls of the plate, and then you put in detail that's your minifigures what's in his habitat in that little 8x8 square. And I forget how many bricks tall it is. Oh, it's 8 bricks tall as well. So
just kind of telling a story, basically.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, 8 bricks tall, 8x8 square, and you're just trying to pack details in. And there's a guy, started following him on Instagram today, named Lego Larry, and he does some amazing habitats. But there was a contest out on Instagram this week, and it was called Hero Villain Habitat Challenge. It wasn't a contest, it was a challenge, but and it was mainly Marvel and DC, heroes and villains. And I obviously am on this Star Wars kick because of the AT-AT. And so I said, I had this idea to do an AT-AT cab and do General Veers as my villain. And so that was the first one I did. I put the Veers minifigure in there. I put a couple Easter eggs in it too, initially. And I think a couple people picked up on it. A couple people didn't, but yeah, so I did that, and I was like, man, this was a lot of fun. Like it's crazy hard to pack a lot of detail into a little 8x8 square or 8x8 basically. Yeah. But that's part of the challenge is it's difficult, but it's also easy to fill up the space, right? So when you do a big mock, you've got a lot of empty dead space you're trying to fill, so it doesn't look bad. When you do one of these 8x8 habitats, that space is full before you know it, and you're kind of picking and choosing what you have to do. So the ideas just started, the way when I do Lego design or Lego mocks, I got to be really motivated. And so just if an idea pops in my head and I'm passionate about it, I just want to go with it. So I just started cranking those things out, and I knocked out 4 of them, or I knocked out 2 of them, and then the challenge ended. And then I knocked out 2 more the next day, that just ideas that were in my head. And thankfully my bulk cooperated. But yeah, I wanted to do a bunch of Empire Strikes Back themed scenes. And that's kind of the fun. So there's going to be another. I was talking to Kevin about it. I'm not going to share. I'm not going to spill it yet. You guys will have to wait and see. But
it's Scooby-Doo.
What's that?
It's Scooby-Doo.
It's Scooby-Doo. They're doing another habitat challenge, and it's going to be holiday themed, starting mid-December. And I've got some ideas in my head of what I want to do, and I'm going to do, instead of just a traditional like holiday scene, elves and Santa and the North Pole, that whatnot, I want to do some of my favorite Christmas movies, and I'll leave it at that. And hopefully you guys check back in, or I can show them off when we do some streams. But I got some ideas floating in my head. I'm going to start working on those soon, because I think it's a lot of fun. Like, and I appreciate you saying they look nice, Copper and Brian.
Yeah, they do.
The
nice thing is the way that they were built. He's got actually it's not just, if you haven't seen him, it's not just like it's just this one little vignette or whatever. It's very much like he's got them all stacked up.
Yeah.
So it's a full display. Like you can look at it and you can see multiple different facets of every different movie and different scenes. So it's a perfect display. It looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the beauty of the design. And I don't know who came up with it. I need to look into it to credit the person that came up with the idea for a habitat. But
yeah,
if you guys have seen the new Chinese New Year sets, there's one of them that's very similar, right? It's got these little Chinese habitats almost, and they kind of stack in a turntable, but you can also stack them up on top of each other. And it's really very much in the same concept of that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if anybody hasn't seen them, I'll grab them. Now, these don't have the minifigures in them because I had to rob all the minifigures from UCS sets and, my duel at Cloud City and that stuff. So I've got these things still set up because I couldn't bring myself to tearing them down, but the minifigures aren't.
Todd says, I opened and built the classic Batman cowl today. I got 5 sticker sheets.
Yeah,
Has
he was
anyone ever
saying
happened
that
that before?
earlier today. That's I guess they didn't want you to mess up, Todd.
Yeah, you
You
can
could
really
probably
screw that
sell
one
it.
up at least 4 times, Todd. One sheet and it's creased in the middle. Oh, so you can only screw up 3 times. Yeah, look at that. All the different. Oh, geez, all the different scenes. That's awesome.
So yeah, you don't really see the 3D element of it as much, but like the Bespin Dual one is free hanging completely. But
Yeah,
so
look at that.
I started with the general veers in the AT-AT kind of cockpit scene here, and I don't have the blue chairs in here. I stole them off the AT-AT I gave to my son, and I had to give them back to him. And then I've got the Echo base, the inside of Echo base where Han and Leia just stop in the hallway, and he's like, "Who you calling a nerf herder?" That scene,
Yeah,
as well. And then I did this one up top, which is one of my favorite scenes, where you got Vader and the bounty hunters all lined up in the Star Destroyer, and the Imperial pilots and whatever are down in the pit of the Star Destroyer. And then I did the Cloud City one, which is very much, kind of modeled after that Bespin Duel set. But the great thing about this one was I ran out of black solid bricks, and so I used these Technic Beam or these Technic bricks.
they work good for Star Wars.
What's that?
Those work good for Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, they when I lit it up, it looked like it was all a lit shaft, which is what's in the movie, So it worked out good. And then this is a little Dagobah scene where I did Yoda smacking R2 on the head with a stick, which I put a little Easter egg in this one too. There's a seagull up here, and if you know, and if you don't, I'll tell you what it is, because you need to look it up. And I'll give it a minute if anybody in the chat wants to shout out or take a guess at what the representation of the seagull is. But if not, I'll tell you, because it's hilarious. You need to go watch it.
Yeah, that's the stuff I love, because that I mean, anybody can start building their own things, and talk to a lot of people that said, "Oh, I can't build like that," or "I can't figure that out," or well, you know what? Figuring it out is just laying pieces, and if it works, good. If it doesn't, change it.
Absolutely. I was watching Waller was on with Boone Builds last night, and
I wanted to see it.
he was talking just that. He said, you guys see the finished model and it's great, but you don't see how many times I pulled it apart and reworked it and changed things around. And that's what the design process is all about, right?
Absolutely.
Like you don't get there overnight. There's some people that do, but most people don't. It's constant iteration, it's constant tweaking, and
well, it's constant because you're trying to find parts in your supply. Like you said, your bulk worked out for you, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
But when it doesn't, you're looking for improvisation.
You improvise, yeah, absolutely.
Like even the simplest thing, like once I say it, it sounds so simple. And if you've seen on Instagram, if you saw the when we finished the Home Alone set, one of the things I wanted to do was have Kevin busting out the door on his toboggan.
Yep.
It's like one of my favorite scenes, because that's something I'm dumb enough to try. So I thought, well, I want to simulate that, and I had an idea in my head of how I was going to do it. And we were building it upstairs, and I came downstairs, and I was like, I grabbed a couple pieces and I went up there and I tried it, and it wasn't working out like the way I wanted it or the way I wanted it to look. So I came back down, and it took me about 3 or 4 times, and then all of a sudden the light bulb went off, and I was like, oh crud. All I need is one brick with the stud on the front of it, and it's perfect. And you can't even see the brick because it blends in with the white steps and stuff like that. But sometimes even the easiest things take you a couple minutes, but you'll get there. It's just
absolutely. That's the beauty of this hobby, right? And when we were kids, you didn't have that many options, but people still figured it out. And I mean, heck, today even what people figure out with a little dot or with a 2x4 brick and just stacking a bunch of them together. It's just this hobby is really fulfilling when it comes to that stuff. And if you haven't ventured out into trying to create something of your own, I really encourage it, because there's a really great feeling when you build a set out of the box. There really is, but there's nothing comparable to when you crank something out of your own making.
Yeah, and I know she's not here tonight, but I'm going to talk about her anyway. Jane Doe she's been doing a lot of the challenge stuff and that stuff. She's found some good YouTubers in Australia, which are, she's having a lot of fun doing some of this stuff and building, and she's done a whole bunch of little challenge stuff that's very cool. She did I can't remember what it's called. Tanner will remember that art piece, the where you hold it one way and then you turn it.
So lenticular, that word.
And it she did, the first one she did was just basically shifting colors. So I think it went from yellow to red or something like that. And it was very cool. And even in that's just satisfying. You build that and you're kind of like, oh, cool, I did this. And then the next one she did, there was a Christmas tree
and a candy cane, right?
A candy cane. So you have it, you hold it this way and you see a Christmas tree, and you turn it this way and you see the candy cane. So very cool. You see a lot of people. There's some amazing ones. Like there was, I think Waller did the one with the Joker, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And some of these guys do some just amazing stuff. But even just something as simple as that gives you the greatest satisfaction, because it's something that you didn't even think you could do. And now she's piling through that stuff, and she's a really good builder. There's no doubt about it. But it's just trial and error. You start with something small, work it up. I tend to force myself into those issues. You start building it, and then you have to find a way around it. So
absolutely. Hey, Trevor Baker's here. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, Trevor.
Hopefully, Trevor, you started on your AT-AT.
Oh, I thought he said he was sending it to me. I might have been mistaken
though. Copper said Lego better have a great gift with purchase for January 1st, considering how many sets I want to buy on that day. Yeah, we'll talk about that when Eric comes, but a lot of great sets for January 1st. I know I will likely stay up and do a midnight order to qualify for whatever promo, and then obviously I'll go get the modular. But there's supposed to be, what they've said is there's going to be a gift with purchase to commemorate the 15-year anniversary modulars. So whatever that means, I would expect it'll be good. I'm thinking, my hunch is that they're going to do some more
minis
of those minis. Yeah. Yep, I think they're going to do another row of mini modulars like they did previously.
I didn't do any of those at all.
I didn't either. I know Eric has them. I know a lot of people regret not picking them up.
I don't know if that's a set I regret. Like I don't know. I have a lot of regrets that I didn't pick stuff up, but I don't know if that's one of them.
DCL says, my unboxing experience, the inner boxes are upside down. Is that, what are you unboxing, DCL? I assume maybe it's the AT-AT. Which, again, when you get the AT-AT, the unboxing experience for this, like any of the UCS sets, is kind of unreal. Just, they've got beautiful art on every flap of the box. They've got art on the inner boxes. It's definitely amazing. Okay, yeah, DCL says it's the AT-AT.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, by popular demand, here's Captain Tug himself, Mr. Tuggy Tug-a-Lot. Oh, there he is.
Hey.
3-time state champ, you forgot.
3-time state champ. Chump. 3-time state chump. We just finished talking about all the new sets that are out, buddy.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah, sorry.
We actually saved that discussion for when you came.
We did, because we love you that much.
I'm so touched.
Yeah.
I mean, literally earlier, but you know.
Before we do that, before we get into all the new sets, Eric, obviously, talk to us about the meteoric rise continuation of your TikTok channel.
Please.
And and what you're doing over there on TikTok for all the viewers.
Thank you. But first, let's talk about somebody hitting 1,000. That talked about already?
No.
1,000 on the Insta?
Right?
Did hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. Very humbling experience, and I appreciate it.
Was I the 1,000th one? I think I was the 1,000.
You probably were, you jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only knew because I was the 1,001st one. That's why.
That is a big deal, and it's well deserved. I am the lucky one to be surrounded by a whole bunch of cool dudes who make me look good. So that's why they're constantly invited back on this channel, is because I just ride their coattails.
I will tell you, one thing that kind of boosted it for me, because I've gained several in the last couple of days, is participating in that challenge. And these Instagram challenges pop up on the community all the time.
Yeah.
And just, I happened to join in and somebody liked what they saw, and one of the bigger accounts, shared it on theirs and said, hey, look at this work. And the next thing you know, I'm getting a bunch of follows. So if you're looking to grow your social media presence, don't be afraid, especially in this community, to share your creative side or, participate in one of these challenges or contests out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And what you made is really awesome too, by the way.
Yeah, it's off the charts.
All right, let's talk about that beautiful showpiece that you made that's sitting in the background right over your left shoulder there.
My left or your left?
Your left. Are you mirrored?
I don't know which way.
He's got to put both hands up.
So when you do this, your left hand makes an L.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have
Then
to
you
do
put it
that
to
all
your
the
forehead.
So it's over your left shoulder, like we said.
Yeah. Yeah, that you know what? As I said before, I think the process of designing them is far more fun than building them.
Yeah, agree.
It's just
Here, Eric, we'll give you this right now. Just bear with me for a minute.
sure. Oh, okay. Can you bring that closer by any chance?
You want me to walk over there?
No. That is, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
It still needs $4,300 in sand green. Now.
Understandably.
Yeah. I'll bring it closer here in a sec once I get this next section done.
Zoom on in.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
that
bring it up.
was awesome. Holy cow.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. Pretty lucky fella.
So Eric, talk about the Deadpool one though, because you did something unique with that one. I will say, when designing these sets, it's easy to design it and put it in any color palette, but you did something a little unique with it, where you forced the color palette a little bit to make it more convenient. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so for me, Studio is a godsend. I wouldn't really probably be able to do any of this stuff without it. And really cool thing with Studio is if you go into File, you can load current sets. And all you do is put in the number. It pulls it from Bricklink and puts all the color and all the parts that are associated with that. And then you can create a color palette. So when you start to design the mosaics, you can tell it, no, I don't want every single Bricklink color available. I just want it to be in these, I don't know if that's 17 or 14 different colors, whatever. And then there's just a lot of massaging after. I mean, my fingers and legs, but after that, you have a lot of massaging for the colors to work. So that's where it really starts to get interesting. And my biggest goal with that build was to be able to make it with just one Sith art and one Iron Man art. I mean, you guys know I was working on an Iron Man 48 by 48 prior to this one.
Yep.
And it was just going to be his head, kind of like the Iron Man and the other stuff. And the just quantity of red plates that I needed just weren't there. So I was going to have to order a lot. And then, you put it out there about the sale at Target, which then made it easier to buy another Sith art. And then that's what kind of led to being able to do that. The Obi-Wan Kenobi there on Tanner's screen is amazing.
Thank you.
And that definitely inspired me to then go and do this 96 by 48 stud build. And by having both of them, it made it simple. Simple in a way that I had enough parts. And then it was starting to figure out what colors I needed to remove in order to still only require those 2 sets to build it. So then that's when a lot more detail got into the musculature to kind of start removing black from certain areas in order to add it to the background, because there's not a lot of dark blue between the 2 sets. I mean, I think you get 600 to 800 dark blue studs between the 2 of them. But then what I found out was the parts quantities when you load them into Studio. I think they just give you the parts to actually make it. They don't include possible extras.
Yeah.
So when I designed it, it was set up that there would only be 1 black and 1 dark blue stud left over. And I was like, well, if I miss one, lose one, I'll have one. And then I think there's 15 to 20 extra of both of them. So black wasn't an issue. I got a bunch from my pick-a-brick wall at my Lego store. So that wasn't going to be an issue. But that was my main goal, was to be able to market that as you buy these 2 sets and you can build it. So now the bigger headache begins of trying to get that set up for rebrickable.
You are going to put it up. That was my next question.
Knows how much that sucks.
Yeah.
I wish it was as simple as just taking a picture of each square and saying, here it is.
Right.
And it's not, because you have the dark tans and these oranges and these different grays that just look so similar.
And see, that's what we were talking about earlier, Eric. When I was talking about doing some of these, I think if you go and download some of the art from Rebrickable, there's a lot of people that have been just that lazy about it, especially, and I say lazy in a negative way, but when you can't charge for your design, I don't blame them for being lazy, right? So I know there's a lot of people that just do that. They take a picture or they take a rendering and they don't distinguish, a dark gray from a pearl dark gray from a, whatever. And so it becomes harder.
Absolutely. And the dark gray, or the dark bluish gray, right, is going to look different on your screen than it's going to look on my computer screen, then it's going to look on Kev's.
Absolutely.
So you might think it's dark bluish gray, but I might think it's that I don't know what they call that graphite one.
They call that
pearl dark gray,
right?
No, pearl dark gray is a really dark one.
Yeah.
The graphite one he's talking about, it's called flat silver.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's trying to decide between all of them through a picture is tough. And I know Tanner and I were going back and forth when we were doing some of our Star Wars ones with how to do it. And it's so time consuming. I can understand now for the people that create the instructions for Lego. I mean, they're getting paid to do it, but it's very time consuming to make those instructions. Absolutely. And Tanner's right to be able to not to charge for them on Rebrickable, just because you can look at a photo, I don't think gives a designer enough credit for how much work they might have put into it.
Absolutely.
Well, and that being said, when Tanner sent me, first he sent me what he had built with the Joker one. And I'm I was blown away, of course. I was absolutely amazed. And then it goes to, he says, because he forgot to send me the file and everything. But when he sent the file, the way that it got sent to me, is that the way it comes up in Studio, Tanner?
No.
Those instructions, absolutely anybody can follow what you sent.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, because the first thing it does is it actually allows you, if I was a patient man, which I'm totally not, I would have been able to go through and order every single dot that I needed, because Tanner had a breakdown. So he said, black, 2,400 and whatever, purple, 200 and whatever. So he gave me every color on that breakdown. So I could have literally went through Bricklink and ordered absolutely every piece that I wanted. But when I was looking at, like DCL said, if you poster size the image, you could do that. Like I could have literally taken the first image that Tanner sent me and blown that up and gone across. Where you're going to run into a big problem there is on the 16 by 16 plates already, you can lose track really quick of where you are and make a mistake. If you're doing that and it's 7 across, you got an issue.
Yep.
Because you're going to have to go back and remove however many tiles on whatever level. So to have the instructions done properly and like the way the Tanner sent them, or like what Eric's talking about, to go through and do all that stuff, if a guy's doing all that work for you, I think that's definitely a payable service on Rebrickable, and that guy deserves whatever he's asking for the set, because it'll save you a ton of time in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't, and I don't know how Lego does it. I mean, we get the instruction manuals, right? And then if you're going to build the larger version, like Darth Vader or something like that, you have to go online for that, right?
Yes.
But it's still a PDF.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
I think they really should make them digital, because building that in the studio program, and I would do it 2 different ways. Like for a while, I would just go, on the first row and go all the way across and then work my way down. And then sometimes I'd get bored with that and I'd select all the dark blue and then place those where they need to go, and then select black and just do that. And it just made it a little bit more enjoyable to go through that route. So I think if Lego, when they move forward with the art, if they could figure out a way to get people digital copies where they can select the parts, it's so much easier.
Yeah, I agree.
Patrick says, I'm so mentally slow that I need all of the instructions right in front of me and also have someone else put it together for me. Otherwise, I'm screwed. Hey, Abe, how you doing, buddy?
Hey.
So what I did with the one Tanner sent me is literally I would full screen it on my laptop, and I would take the 16 by 16 plate, and I'd have it in front of me here, and then you could literally just, you start off on row 1, and I would do the same as Eric. I get easily distracted. So I would start off with all good intentions that I was going to do a row. I was going to cornucop it, right? Like row.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, the way the black's set up on here, I can just go ahead and count out all the black and do that jazz, and then come back to do the purple on the inside, or do the teal, or do the orange, whatever I wanted to do. And then that's when everything goes awry. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is perfect. And then I'm like, you're looking at the screen, and you would just literally on your laptop slide it up. Once that row was done, slide it up, do the next row, slide it up, do the next row. Where I was running into problems is I didn't have all my colors because I wasn't very patient about everything. So I would literally have to go back and redo a whole bunch of stuff, but well worth it. And I'm still not done, but I'm done enough that you can check it out, and it looks pretty good back there.
Yeah, from this distance, it looks 100% complete. It doesn't look like it's missing anything.
No, because a lot of what it's missing is black. So your saving grace in that is that you got black plates.
Yeah,
right.
They're doing the job.
So then that raised the question to me, because like I'm looking at the Stormtrooper right now on the wall, and I'm still going to do the reverse of the Stormtrooper.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to do it one of 2 ways. I'm going to try to, the cheap plates I usually use for underneath all my nose plates and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think I can get those in black.
Okay.
Or if not, I can get the Playday ones from Walmart in black. And I'm literally going to go out and get a 48 by 48 and build it on that, and then frame it.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, well, again, what did you pay for didn't you order some on Bricklink? Hey, Brick Princess, how's you doing?
The plates? Yeah.
And they were $6 or something, $4?
No, under 4.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty reasonable. So
not terrible.
No, it's cheaper than what Lego sells them for.
Yeah.
What does Lego want for them?
I think it's like $4.50 or $5, something like that, on Bricks and Pieces.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of. I've got enough of the Technic stuff. I could build a frame, no problem. And that's the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change. I just put the black tile on it for the frame or the frame around right now. I'm going to do that in the dark purple all the way around. It'll be dark purple for the tile on that frame.
So, hey, quickly, that sounds awesome, actually. I wish they had the Technic pieces in dark purple so you could frame it. But yeah, if you just do the tile,
the above tile,
yeah, that'd be fine.
Yep.
Brick Princess, I want to plug your, and I'm hoping you can tell me, but Brick Princess had a set up on ideas for vote of the Grinch. She did a nice, beautiful brick built Grinch, and she just updated her Grinch and did Max the dog and a little sleigh for it and put them all together. And I know she's posted on her Instagram, but Marissa, tell me that you reposted that on Ideas, because either way, you should go support her Ideas project, because the Grinch looks amazing with the tree that she created, but filling it out and adding Max in there is just perfect. It turned out so well.
Yeah, 100% beautiful.
It is. And what the heck have I done here?
And she says, I have an updated Ideas site, just posted on Insta. Yeah, well, either way, it's awesome, and you did a great job on it.
Absolutely.
All right, so Eric, let's talk about you again. You are building Home Alone one bag at a time.
Yeah, because we never made time.
And your wife are, right?
Actually, all of us are.
Okay.
So all 5 of us are going. Each day a different one does a build, and we're going to document it and do the 24 days of Christmas, all because we didn't make time from when we got it to do it. And it was kind of like, well, we have to do it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of doing that on TikTok, and that gave a pretty big resurgence to the channel. The channel's been doing well. But that all of a sudden has just kind of blown the doors off again. So,
which is awesome. Just a different idea, and it took off.
Yeah, you know what? Just kind of a whim. Like I still don't know what I'm doing on there.
Well, kind of doesn't know what he's doing with his hands half the time. But honestly, like we said to you today, Eric, you've put a lot of work into it, and everything you get, you deserve.
Yeah.
So. Couldn't go to a nicer guy.
Thanks. It means a lot. It's been a blast, and having great people to share and talk with certainly makes it worth it. So.
Well, it's cool. I mean, you got to give some props to Lego for designing the set that way and making it where you could build it like an advent calendar. Very good idea by them. But
do you think they're aware of it?
I gotta think that they did that intentionally. I
think they're definitely going to take credit for it.
I think it was your girlfriend's idea, actually.
They would not surprise me. She is smart and beautiful.
But yeah, it's great to get the whole family involved too, Eric. Hopefully they're having a good time with it. I know my kids, for the most part, like building it. I think Angie liked building it more than the kids did. But,
that's whose hands were in there today, I believe, was Jen's hands in there today. So
yep. So she did that. So we're going to go in order from youngest to oldest and just keep going through that. Yeah. The kids are so busy that we've had to kind of jump in and do a couple of those just with after school activities. So Ethan's will be tomorrow that we post. He did bag 4 today.
Now,
which was a bit of a bummer because it was a smaller bag. Like there isn't as much that gets done. You're building the walls for the family room.
Yeah.
But it's funny because my kids, and I don't know if yours are either, like I had them, one of them did a huge bag, but it was all like structural stuff. And they're like, ugh, it's all boring stuff. And they just wanted to do the small bags with all the detail work in the kids' rooms or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. So the youngest did Harv and Mary's van. So bag 1.
Perfect.
And then I jumped in and did bag 2 because also, while not getting to it from day 1 when we bought it, I didn't even think of doing the 24 Days of Christmas until I had to post it on December 2nd. So I had to post bags 1 and 2 the same day. So I had to rush and get the other one built.
Nothing wrong with that. So it's kind of funny. My youngest did bag 1. She did the plumbing van, and then I did bag 2 as well, which is all the structure base Technic stuff.
Which is good, and I think you're absolutely right. That I don't think my kids would enjoy that either.
No, that's half of the fun of it, though. I mean,
that's some of my favorite part.
Yeah, for me it is too. I like the big wall stuff. I like when you start really getting into the detail stuff is nice, but it's tedious for me. Like when I open up a bag and there's 3 little bags inside it, I'm almost like, oh,
yeah,
just yeah. I don't even want to. I can't even deal with this right now.
It's interesting. It looks like up to bag, and you guys would remember, hopefully. I think up to like bag 11 right now, it's all just a single bag. I mean, I think there are some small bags inside.
Yeah.
But
then they only have a few double up bags.
Right.
Yeah. They broke that setup really well.
Yeah. I think
the last one I think is 2 bags or 3 bags, isn't it? I can't remember.
I think so. But it's very conducive to doing that. To stretch.
It goes fast. Those bags go fast because they're bigger items.
Yeah.
I have a piece that fell to the floor. Swear that's the reason why.
Going under the desk and barking like a dog.
So
that was a fun
back, Patrick says, "Oh crap, it's December. I need to get my advent calendars out." Yeah,
funny thing, Patrick.
Too. What's that?
I did 3 days today because
you forgot.
Because I forgot. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, and I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you, Patrick. But day 2 of the Marvel calendar is bull crap. Complete bull crap. Yeah.
So I didn't do the Marvel one. I'm just doing the Star Wars one.
So I won't spoil it completely for you, but you're going to open it up and you're going to be like, seriously, that's what this is? Like, my kid was completely disappointed with that one.
So I'm on day 3, of course, of the Star Wars one.
Yep.
And day 1 was the Razor Crest.
Yes.
Kind of cool. Day 2 is still sitting on a bag on the counter, and day 3 I loved.
So speaking of the Razor Crest, and I forgot who it was, but there was a TikTok out there, Eric. It reminded me of some of the stuff you've done, but it was some of that where they've got a microfighter or whatever, and this guy, instead of doing the blow up challenge like yours was the power up, right? He would snap and then it'd grow into the bigger set, right? Nice. So this guy, and maybe he was doing advent builds. He was either doing microfighters or advent builds, and he'd have the small one and then he'd snap and the big UCS one would show up. And so he's going through and he's got the, Slave 1, boom, big one. He's got TIE Fighter, small one, boom, UCS 1. He's got Millennium Falcon, small one, boom, UCS 1. Then he's got Razor Crest, and he snaps his fingers, and it's all in pieces. And I won't say that one, but if you know, you know. But it was pretty clever, like very clever.
That is
funny. Yeah, there's a lot of good content creators on that app. I'm pretty impressed with some of the quality on there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a dead bug inside this brick. Ugh.
Hard to get there.
So this is a used set, obviously, that I purchased sometime last year. So I'm not 100% sure it's a complete set. It looks like they started bag 1 and didn't finish. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
Is that the one you bought on holiday? No, you bought that one. You bought Dio on holidays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one was sealed.
Yeah.
At a
deal.
Toy store kind of thing, or a comic store kind of place.
Yeah. That one was a great deal, though. I remember that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I got really lucky with that, which is strange. So I haven't opened it yet, so who knows if it's real Lego or not.
Patrick says, Tanjam, I'm going to get started now. I'll let you know if I'm disappointed. I am.
You'll be
LOL.
disappointed.
He said he didn't even finish. He goes, I am, LOL.
Yeah. Good. So we can talk about it now then, right?
What was it?
It was accessories for Iron Man.
Are you kidding?
So when you get the little like explosion pieces for Iron Man or for Captain Marvel and they come in a bag.
Yeah.
That was it. They just put one of those bags in.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's just the accessory like explosion looking trans blue pieces. And that's it.
Well,
no build.
Times are tough at Lego, boys.
Apparently so. Like
I didn't look through to see what is remaining in the advent calendar, but it makes me nervous that all of a sudden one of the days we're going to get the same thing but in orange.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, me too. Like that was really disappointing. So we're only doing 2 Lego advent calendars this year. The girls didn't want to do any of them. They're doing like slime advent calendars. But Ethan's doing Marvel and I'm doing Star Wars.
Okay.
And yeah, there just was no real excitement when he opened that one. Like I didn't even know until I went and looked.
Yeah.
You know, like day one, he comes and shows me, you know, so it was disappointing.
So here's the gift with purchase tree. That's pretty slick. On the bottom has the trains going around. Turn the top.
Oh, smart way to do that.
Yeah.
Actually. I'm a little confused. So crazy.
Well, you turn this and the trains go around the bottom. So
that is cool.
that's how it works.
I spin and they both turn together.
Yeah. No batteries required. What are you confused with? Hopefully not that.
Copper says, won't you be excited if one of the windows has a complete gauntlet with all the gemstones? I believe that one is supposed to.
Yes.
I believe that is the case. So
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then I should probably get it because I don't think I have all the gemstones.
I think
we
that's
discussed
the
that.
only way to get a gauntlet with all the gemstones without.
I need that for my tower that they're going to reproduce.
Yeah, you should do that for sure.
Yeah, you smile away down there.
They better not. No, I'll be mad if they do another Avengers Tower.
I'll be mad if they make a big one.
So let's talk about the new sets. First, I want to say something. This is odd. So anybody else that's done the AT-AT can help me out. But bag 8, I got a bunch of stuff, and then there was a tiny bag, and all it had was 6 of these yellow snot bricks. That was it. One tiny bag that had 6 yellow snot bricks.
Yeah.
I think those were supposed to be in the advent calendar.
In a bag.
Now I'm left with 6 yellow snot bricks because there are 6 in this stage, but they were in another bag as well. So am I going to use those somewhere else? Or was that a screw up? Like,
I wonder if that was a mistake and they quickly had to throw in those parts just wherever they could.
Go ahead a few pages in your instructions there and see if you have those things coming back into play, because I've had that before where they put parts in the bag for like bag 7 and you're not using it till bag 8 or 9.
So I do see some more yellow bricks in here, so maybe I'll use those elsewhere. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe they're going to get used elsewhere, or you're going to have some leftovers. I mean, either way, you should send it to me.
I'm done with bag 8, so let's break in and talk about we got 2 things. I think there's something like 100 new sets that were officially revealed on lego.com this year for either January 1st release or something else. So let's talk about that and what we're excited about, what we think is lame, what we're indifferent about, and then we'll talk about all the big rumors that came out today. So, Eric or Kevin, either one of you start. Anything that you saw that was revealed over the last 2 days that you're excited about?
I'm very excited for the battle packs. I'm excited for, hey, Brickman, how you doing?
Hello.
I'm very excited for the battle packs for the Hoth battle packs. The Snow Troopers, of course, because that's what's going to fill my AT-AT. And what was the other one? Hoth.
Yeah.
The clones, right?
Yeah. Well, let's see. There was a Hoth Trooper accessory pack and a clone accessory pack.
Yeah. So those two, I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Snow Troopers. I think there is one.
Yeah. Snow Trooper battle pack, and then the ATST. Yeah.
So all of those I'm kind of pumped on because I mean that's good Army stuff. We'll be looking in Canada at about $19 a set for those. So you're looking at basically $5 a figure, which is
It's a little steep.
standard. Well, it's standard online.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Star Wars figures, that sounds about right.
So it sucks, but it is what it is. Sometimes you can get them cheaper, but I'm struggling right now with the bigger sets personally, just because of everything on the go. Like there's so much stuff out that I actually haven't even got close to getting. So
Yeah.
It's almost giving me a bit of anxiety, like I'm going back too far. But it is what it is. Some of the things I can, it's kind of been good that I haven't picked stuff up, because some of the things I'm actually looking at now going, well, maybe I don't need it, or so we'll see. But for me, so far it's the cheaper stuff, which is great. It's the battle pack stuff and the bigger stuff. I'll be buying a lot of those for sure.
So there's some people that are disappointed that one of them is the same minifigure that comes with the UCS gunship.
With the gunship, Ryan was.
Well, I didn't know him, but I've heard other people in the TikTok community complaining about that. So
Ryan was ranting about it pretty hardcore.
Honestly, I didn't know Ryan complained about it.
So they did the same commander, the clone commander. It's the exact same figure from the gunship.
Well, you know what though? That all that anybody ever remembers was some trooper with yellow on him, right?
Yeah.
True.
Isn't that what was said?
Yeah.
Jackass.
And now you'll see more yellow.
Well, the bigger issue with that is that they put that in there. So he's the driver of the shuttle, right?
Yep.
Realistically, I think with that set, I would probably be happier if there was 4 of the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're gonna have a yellow army.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
you're gonna have too many commanders if you're trying to build an army. Yeah, I agree.
And gunships are expensive. Like they're just not on the street corner for $20.
It's just I find it hilarious because the drama cycle just this week with that battle pack or that accessory pack. So Ryan alone did 3 videos on that this week. So he released a video when it was, it's gonna be, generic troopers or whatever, and then the next day it's gonna be phase 1 Rex and phase 1 Cody, and Lego's not listening to everybody and you're so stupid. And then he did a video today with these new ones, and it was, it's the same one as the gunship, and there's a conspiracy now because they're going to release the Mace Windu from the gunship in another set. You're not going to have any exclusive figures, and it's just so much drama over a $15 pack.
Yeah, correct. And use it for what it's for, right? I mean, granted, the 501 battle packs were done. Well, I don't want to even say properly. I don't even think they were done properly, because I don't need 8 million of those walkers, and I don't need.
No.
I wanted the figures, So for us, I can't remember how much. It was a $30 set, I think.
Yeah.
Like for 5 figures.
Yeah.
Like I have somewhere around here, I have a bin full of parts to build all the walkers and stuff. I won't build them. I just wanted the figures out of them all. And I said, well, I think I still have a whole bunch to build, but
I wish they would have done a 332nd pack where you can at least get more than one figure for $30,
Yeah,
TCL says Ryan's angry. What did you say? Something about he needs a real problem sometimes. Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know Ryan, so I don't know. I enjoy Ryan because he does have a lot of useful knowledge, I actually haven't watched one of his videos, and I don't know how long. But I just haven't had time. But usually his knowledge is pretty useful. He is definitely upset with Lego, no doubt about it. And as much as he wants to say that he doesn't care that he's not part of LAN anymore, he cares.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he wouldn't be so pissed off if he didn't. So, but yeah, a real problem once in his life probably wouldn't hurt him a little bit.
This is interesting. They give you. What am I missing here? It's the base instructions, and then okay. I'm doing one of these Bricktober sets. So Kevin's excited about the Star Wars stuff. Eric, what are you excited about? What have you seen?
Well, we still haven't gotten enough. Well, no visuals yet of the modular.
Nothing.
So yeah. I'm still waiting on that. But we did get a little bit more info, right?
Yeah, we got the piece count. Yeah,
it was good. I've gotten into Brickheadz a lot lately, so that's definitely the theme that I have the most from. So the Ahsoka is really nice. I'm excited about that, Brickhead. And we do all the pet ones too. So the addition of the 2 more dogs is kind of nice to round out the collection.
So did you notice on these 2 dogs, and I didn't notice it at first glance, but all the other dogs and cats, they did a little dog bed. That was the little micro build. These 2, they didn't.
I didn't notice.
So the one of them's got a fire hydrant, and I forgot what the other one has. So
then it's going to be less parts, same price.
Less parts, same price. Yeah.
Love it.
But does anybody know who let the dogs out?
No, I still don't.
Who? Yeah, I thought
I'd bring some Matthew humor to the stream tonight.
I'm excited about that. The Ahsoka one looks really cool.
I agree.
And what else? The lion guy.
The lion guy looks awesome. Yeah,
that one's really cool. And I don't know if that's a new part that's in there for the eyes. I don't know if I didn't really deep dive into everything.
Yeah, the part came in the Chinese New Year set from last year, the lion dance. So should be the same one there.
Yeah, so I'm excited about those. I looked a little bit at some of the city stuff. I really haven't spent a lot of time looking at it.
So look at the city stuff, because there's some clunkers in there, in my opinion, but there's some really good stuff in there, and there's a lot of new parts or new colors coming.
And it looks like a lot of new road plates too.
So that's some controversy. These city sets are overpriced, and they're overpriced because they're using up budget on road plates. So it's a lot of the school, for instance. There's a school, finally, first city school set I think ever that they've done, and it's like got nothing in it because it's got 3 road plates in it, and it's like $120 or something.
Really?
It's got a nice school bus build, but like the classrooms are half classrooms, and there's not much in them. And they've seemed to have done that all throughout this. They've done another hospital, which is okay. I don't like the color scheme on the hospital. It's kind of the ambulance, I should say, that they did. They've done another police station. They've done another fire station. The one I'm excited about, and you'll have to check it out, it's called the Lifeguard Stand or something, and it's a beach build, but it comes with a palm tree. It's got a lifeguard stand. It's got the little turtle, and it's in a new color as well. And then it's got a little ice cream vendor, and he's got an ice cream costume, which is a new mold as well.
And an new ice cream truck too, right?
Not a fan of that. There is a new ice cream truck, and it's like an ice cream truck heist.
Yes.
And they actually have a new shooter on that ice cream truck.
Yeah,
it's like a slime shooter.
Blobs at people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it looks the build looks nice. I think the ice cream truck looks nice as what it is, but yeah, the little features to it are strange. I think so. I don't know how much you remember some of the older city sets. So Ethan lucked out and got kind of the 2017 ones. That's where the hospital came out. That had the 3 floors and all that, and the police station and the fire station. And I thought those city sets were fantastic.
Yeah.
And then ever since those, they've been starting to remove more and more. And not only are they just like Barbie doll house play sets, right? Which most of them usually are.
Right.
But I think what you're saying with the other one, there's no depth to them anymore. It's
Exactly.
really just a facade and a few plates behind it. So I think they've really reduced the not quality, but
Quantity?
yeah, I don't know. I think they've really dumbed them down or watered down those city builds.
Yeah. Hey, Doug. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, Doug.
Copper said city should be inexpensive because it's geared towards the kids and they don't have any money. Absolutely. And I think that's right. I think it's great for kids to have the new road plates because they want to build their city. And these are good for that, but they're just too darn expensive.
I haven't even played with one of the new road plates yet. I haven't picked one up.
So they're really just using them as a way to increase the cost of sets.
Yeah, it's what it feels like, for sure.
Without having to accommodate for the amount of parts that normally would get you to that price point.
Yeah, that is certainly what it feels like.
Man, they're smart.
Yeah.
There's a couple new animal molds. There's squirrels in 3 different colors, I think, which we haven't ever seen before. There is a kitten animal mold now, which is kind of cool. And I forgot if we saw anything else. But yeah, there's some good little sets in City. There's a modular crane that I think looks awesome, or a mobile crane, I should say, that I will probably get just because I like a lot of the vehicles that they do in the city line because they actually fit my city. I don't like the 8-stud vehicles because they don't ever fit really well in your city. But
yeah, we should talk more about that too.
Yeah,
because I agree 100%. Like, if I go 8-stud wide, it's because it's a truck.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go that wide with a car, which makes the Speed Champ sets difficult. But I don't know why they can't offer a gift with purchase every year for the new modular to have a city style vehicle, right? Where you can fit 2 minifigures in the front. I think the ideas competition last year that led to that little teal car was fantastic. Yeah. As Tanner's said plenty of times, there were a lot of other good builds in that contest.
That teal car is off the charts. I love that car. That's the little Corvette. Is that one you're talking about?
The Adelston. The teal one that Lego officially released was a great one too.
That's the one with the
surfboards.
Yeah, the surfboards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But so I wish they would start doing that more. And yeah, the crane is a really nice one too.
And then trying to think. Wow, they I think they gypped me some parts in this October bag. It's no good.
Silly Canadians. Brickman says, just sent you a video on my supersized Santa sleigh. Use simple LMB multicolor string, light with power coming straight from the USB on my TV. That's a good idea. That's actually something I was going to do to this guy, is put some of the lights and stuff on. So that's cool. I'll check that out here once we're done.
Yeah, I got an extra tan tile, and I think it was supposed to be yellow, and then I did not get a 5-length bar in white. It's supposed to be 2 of them. It's crazy. Let's see.
So are those sets you're excited about, Tanner, or what are the new stuff that you're...
Yeah, so I bookmarked a couple of city ones that I've written down. I'll get the Brickheadz as well because I'm a big collector of those and the kids like them. The 3-in-1 tiger looks awesome. They always do a 3-in-1 animal, right? We had we just had the crocodile. We had the shark last year. The tiger looks amazing. You can build a tiger, you can build a koi fish, and then you can do a red panda, and all of them look awesome. My kids are really excited about those. There's a couple Minecraft sets that look amazing. That my oldest is into the Minecraft stuff, and he really liked those, so we'll probably pick some of those up. And then there's a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness set that's coming out on January 1st, and that looks awesome. So it's like this battle with this squid-looking monster, this tentacle monster, and it's got Doctor Strange and Wong and I forget the third minifigure, but it's one of the characters from the new movie that obviously isn't coming out for a while, but it looks like an amazing build for the Marvel one. So I'll probably pick one of those up. And Star Wars, obviously, I'm going to be building the Hoth scene, so I will be picking up each of those sets that Kevin talked about, the ATST and at least one of the accessory packs and the battle packs.
I love building those. Like just when I'm bored or I want something, something little, like it would be, I'll grab that, and as I'm watching a hockey game or I'm watching TV or whatever, I'll build a battle pack set and I'll put the figures together, and then I'll just put them on a plate and keep building them up. So I really enjoy doing that stuff. So
I'm trying to remember. Oh, there were two other sets. They're making these things and they're calling them postcards.
Yes,
it's like
New York.
Postcard. Yeah, so New York City and Beijing, and I hope they do a ton of them, but it looks like a postcard, but they build it out a bit, and they've got like a Statue of Liberty minifig in the New York one.
The New York one looked unreal. That's the definite must for me, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was inexpensive too, right?
Ideas car creator made a great classic police car. Yeah, that's Versteiner. And that's, I think you can get it on Rebrickable, his police car. He also designed an awesome alt build for Corner Garage. That's a pub. Same guy.
That New York set, those postcards were relatively inexpensive, I believe.
Yeah, I think I want to say it's $20 here, maybe less.
Yeah. I think it was less. I thought we were going to be around the $20 mark, but
yeah.
So you'd probably be $1.
Brickman says, Tanner, you're missing parts in your promotion. I've heard some people with the fairground promos were actually getting the wrong set in their box. Yeah. Well, it's crazy how these came. Like they just put it in a bag like you get from Bricks and Pieces. So it doesn't surprise me that it's a little bit. Only the best is good enough. So
that was for the gift with purchase set.
This was one of the Bricktobers.
Okay, so which one is that? Do you want? I'll send you the other one.
It's the roller coaster.
You got the roller coaster?
Yeah, that's Andrew sent this one to me.
I'll send you the other one. Hopefully, it's here somewhere. I'll have to find it, but I'll send that in your box.
I appreciate that. Yeah, they gave me
They're like $10,000 because they were so rare around here. But
hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see if I can find another bar in my bulk.
He'll be taking stuff apart to finish up a Bricktober set.
Yeah, right.
And then the talk of the bigger stuff is what I'm kind of wondering about right now. Like, the Marvel thing. What are they going to come out with? That'll be the.
So do we know if it's Marvel or if it's DC?
No,
they're right.
I think it's one of the other, or maybe they'll do both. Because what was the other part with? Because I haven't followed too closely with it. Tanner will be able to touch on it better. But they're coming out with another UCS Star Wars set that's not what they figured it was going to be. Like it's not the Luke's Landspeeder, right?
Like it might be a possible Master Builder series, right?
Yeah. So. Oh, hey! I found the bar. I dropped it on the floor.
There it is. See, always.
But the tile is a definite mistake. The tile was an extra tan tile. I think it was a different set number than was rumored for Luke's Landspeeder. So I still think Luke's Landspeeder is legit, and we're going to get that on May 4th. this new set, and one of the guys came out and said it was going to be $350, and then he immediately deleted his post.
Oh.
Promo Bricks came out later and said it was going to be $530 US for this Summer Wave Star Wars direct-to-consumer set. And the theory is we're due for a Master Builder Series set again, because we get one every other year. And so I heard 3 theories on that. There's the easy one. They could redo Hoth. We just got a bunch of Hoth stuff, so
Makes sense.
Wouldn't be surprised. The first Hoth set wasn't technically a Master Builder Series 1. They're really cashing in on this Hoth stuff this year, so would not at all be surprised. But think about that, what they would have to put in a $530 Hoth set. Like, it would have to be jam-packed.
Because Mos Eisley is what, $350?
Yeah.
So, man, you're... Wow.
But think about it, though, for what you're saying. So I have, you can't see it here, but I have the Hoth set back over here. And it basically, it's the front wall.
Yeah. Yep. And the shield generator.
And the shield generator that's missing a couple. And you know, so if they put the like, because there's 5 generators, I believe, in the movie, they have 3 in that set.
Yeah.
So if they do the proper amount of generators and they build up that wall and make it bigger, playable to the backside, it would not be hard to hit that count.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. And
so the other,
and then they'll put a speeder in it.
Yep.
A snow speeder or 2. I don't think it would be hard for them to hit the numbers. Matthew said, "What if it's Endor?"
That's another big theory, right? Could be Endor.
So I would love Endor.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think so, because they could do a bunker and they could do some trees. They could do another ATST in there. They could do a landing platform.
See, the landing platform I would be very interested in. So they build a landing platform to fit that AT-AT.
Yeah.
And then you put the smaller shuttle from this year on it.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I think Endor would be a good set.
All that's running through my head is if a Wookiee lives on Endor, you must have quit.
And then I think the other theory I thought is, what about a Jabba sail barge? What if they did a big minifigure scale Jabba sail barge that was, that big and just packed with minifigs playset? Was another theory. And then there's always the good old classic go-to, and that's, Eric, you want to say it?
Death Star.
Death Star.
Does this become the one where now we're having open panels that then enclose it?
Yeah.
Because that would start getting the piece count up on that. And like we've said before, Lego doesn't like to not have a Death Star out on the shelves very long.
Yeah.
So
agree. So yeah, it could be anything. I'm definitely intrigued by that.
I find it cool that it's something that could lead to a lot of different options, right? A lot of times when we get these these little bits of information, it's almost kind of like, you have somewhat of a really good idea of what it's going to be. These ones are right now at the point where it could be anything. And I think,
and they could have a whole bunch of stuff in the chamber.
Yeah.
Like they could have an Endor set sitting there. They could have they could have multiple sets sitting there, and then just at the last minute pull the pin and do whatever the heck they want.
They wouldn't do that.
No, of course they wouldn't. They would totally do that. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
What if they do? I mean, because they already have one, but it's a smaller set. But Jabba's palace, and you're able to switch it over to Boba Fett's, palace kind of thing.
So I thought of that, but I think the rumor is that early, like March, that they're gonna do a Jabba's Palace, but it's gonna be Book of Boba Fett themed.
Yep.
And it's gonna be like $100 or something. But yeah,
Not because of the Book
think
of
a big
Boba Fett coming out. I could see that totally happening because they'll capitalize on what's popular, right? What everybody's watching.
I hope they do. It's just with the UCS and even with the MBS, they've really, really focused on original trilogy stuff, which I'm not angered by that. Obviously, we grew up in the original trilogy. It's the best trilogy, but I would not mind seeing some more variety for sure.
Yep.
Brickman says, just saw the latest CMFs. I don't know. Do you think Lego will be able to sell these randoms? I think CMFs should be just linked to licensed themes. I don't know, Brickman. I'm excited about some of the CMFs. Not all of them. This isn't a series where I'm going to have them all, but I do like some of them.
I'm still looking for a couple of the randoms from older sets. I need a king.
Yeah.
And I think that was in set 16, I believe.
Series 16, I think is what we said.
And then, yeah, I got my hot dog guy. Got him over there. But yeah, some of the randoms I like. I really enjoy them.
Huh. So I was supposed to get a brown one of these six-piece stem pieces, and I got a green one.
Huh. Well,
You're really knocking it out, Toys R Us. Just really knocking it out of the park.
Wow. No wonder why they're out of business in the States.
Yeah, seriously. But I like I'm a sucker for the food minifigures, the food costume one. So I got to get
watermelon,
the chili costume one.
Yeah.
And the raccoon costume one. I think
that
is going to be a winner.
Yeah. So the best decision for Lego with the CMFs was to reduce the quantity of minifigs because it has allowed them to create a lot more unique stuff than before.
I agree. I think. Well, so I'm conflicted with the.
No, you can agree with me. That's fine.
With a straight regular CMF series, 100%. 12 is good. With the licensed figures, I want more. So I wanted 16 with the licensed, right?
Yep.
So
I don't want more because they're impossible for me to get.
That's
well,
fair.
If you buy 4 cases, you got a good
4 cases. I got a pretty good shot at one set.
That's fair. That's fair, Kevin.
Yeah.
Still
a little bit bitter about that.
As you should be.
But it's genius of them too, because Eric, like you said, they don't feel like they have to just cram randoms in there. They can be more creative with selection. And then with the licensed ones, they can do 5 or 6 series of them and still put meaningful figures in there that people aren't just like, who's this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they still have a place. A lot of kids still buy the I see them buying them all the time, just the random figures and stuff like that. And it doesn't always have to be. I mean, it's more the collectors and us idiots that are going out and spending all the money on this other stuff. But I think there's still a good market for it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, day one on January 1st, I'm not going to buy all the sets we talked about. I like them, but the city stuff, I'll wait till it goes on sale or goes on a deal. I will definitely get the modular day one. I'll definitely get the Brickheadz day one. And I'll get probably the Star Wars stuff day one.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'll wait on everything else.
Yeah, I think I'd be in that same camp of what I do. I might do like that crane just to get another vehicle in early on. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The city stuff is things you can wait on.
Yeah. So Eric Copper was asking what we think the January 1st gift with purchase will be. And I know they've already said it's going to be something that commemorates the 15-year anniversary of Modulars. Do you have any guesses of what they're going to do?
So since they say it's going to commemorate all of them, that kind of originally changed my original hope of what it could be. It would be a large gift with purchase, but I would love for them to release 4 more mini builds.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
I would love that, but if it's going to commemorate all of them, maybe they even try to go smaller. Maybe it will be kind of like the nano scale, or micro scale of all of them, which would be nice as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be something where you're still building something that resembles each module.
Yep, I could see that.
Yeah, Brickman says my local I'm Rick James just opens up the packages and sells the sets, no double ups. Yeah, that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And I would totally do it. I'm just bitter that, I bought a case, and out of the cases I've ever bought, I've always got 3 sets. I've never had an issue until I did the what if stuff, and I got just hammered on it. I didn't get 1 set out of 3 boxes.
My Lego store did that with the Looney Tunes. They pre-sorted them. They were like, hey, we don't want people filling up bags during the pandemic, so we'll sort them for you. You had to ask them, but they said, they had pre-sorted several of them. They never got the Marvel CMFs though. My Lego store didn't. They still haven't gotten them.
My Lego store, the Southgate store would do, they would open up a whole bunch of packs, and then they traders. So basically, you would, if there was one you were looking for, they would have some sitting there behind the till that you could, if you had a double up, they trade you 1 for 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great option.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I might have missed some stuff here. Okay, that.
Yeah, so Copper's saying the same thing. Gift with purchase, talking about, I know that they did the mini modulars of the first 5, maybe another mini modular set of some of the later ones.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I love it. I mean, that mini modulars, it's like 1,100 pieces. It's not a small set, to say the least. But there are some good designs for the newer builds on Rebrickable, and I have thought about building the other ones from those plans.
Yeah.
Brickman says, I hope the next modular is not going to be a corner building. Please, no Lego gods. Sorry, Brickman, you are going to be disappointed because it is going to be a corner building. That's the rumor, but Lego has a pretty steady pattern of doing a corner every 3 years. And so we are due for a corner. All of the sites like Promo Bricks and everything have basically confirmed that it's another corner. So now they have said that this one's going to be an unconventional type corner, that it's going to be kind of at an angle. And they described it like the Flatiron Building in New York City. But I'm sorry to tell you that it will be another corner.
I can't imagine it's going to be as steep, right? It's not as acute of an angle. But I think it's going to be nice. I'm nervous when they say they're going to do that if it becomes more modern looking.
I don't want a modern.
I think you could still do it and give it an older architectural look to it.
I agree. I hope that it's not modern. I'll still buy it regardless.
Yep.
Because I'm a sucker for them, but I like that they look old school. I like that the city, and it would be the first of its type, so it would be just hard for me to get used to.
I think we just need to, like we talked about it a little while ago, I think what they need to do, because they definitely need to start creeping into the modern. But, and I agree, I personally like my one of my favorite modules is the diner.
Yeah.
But I think what they need to do is, if they're going to do modulars, they need to do 2 modulars a year.
Yes.
Modern and older. And then we take our cities and we split our cities up, because you're going to have an older section, you're going to have a newer section.
Yeah.
So now you can appease both sides of the market, right? So, and realistically, we're going to buy them anyway. Like, old, new, doesn't matter.
Very
but
true.
I think you can definitely open up a different door and have great success with it. And it really allows them to expand that modular market.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, and I think it would be great if January 1st they do their big 32 by 32, or maybe some years, on the 15th, 20th, they do a 48 by 32, right?
Yeah.
But why not halfway through the year they could do a 16 by 32 if they didn't want to do a full plate size one, right? Like, I just think it would be easier to do a 16 by 32 for Lego, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone would snatch them up. It'd be fantastic.
Oh, I think so. I don't think they'd have any issues with stock sitting around, that's for sure. Unless it really sucked.
Plus, it gives us more, modulars to start, doing alternates, creating our own, adding to others.
Yeah.
I think it's really kind of the way to go when it comes to that.
Yeah, I agree. But it'd be kind of cool. Like I've always said that I kind of would like to have a more modern and then older section and do a high rise. Like you could do a total downtown core. You can do
Yeah, but you're right. If they are going to commit to doing that, they have to release 2 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't. It would be too slow of a rollout to do something like that. And older modulars don't lend themselves very well to turn them into modern buildings.
No, absolutely.
So you're not taking a police station or the corner garage and turning it into a modular building with the parts that come in the set.
Yeah.
So did you gentlemen talk about the big superheroes D2C set?
A tiny bit, but we talked about how there's not a definite if it's DC or Marvel. Sure. We didn't go into anything else.
Yeah, so the other big rumor that came out today was that there's going to be a $500 superheroes direct-to-consumer set. As Eric said, not sure if that's Marvel or DC, but it'll be one of those. And I saw some pretty interesting theories batting around for that, like a Wayne Tower or a Daily Planet or an Avengers Tower.
Nope.
I hope it's one of the first two.
Me too. Either way, if you look at any of those, so if you go to Daily Planet, you're starting to get into that high-rise section again.
Yeah.
You have the Daily Bugle released, high-rise. Yeah. Daily Planet, high-rise. So you're starting to lean yourself or get yourself going into that. You're starting a downtown core.
Yep.
Right.
So maybe.
And that's why I was thinking Wayne Tower as well as another.
Wayne Tower would be the most modern one out of all of them, right?
Yeah.
So, and that would be.
That would be great because you get the R&D department, right? You get all these other areas. But I think where Daily Planet would be better is that allows them to do something like the Bugle and throw in 25, 26 minifigures.
Yeah, for sure.
They could still do that with Wayne Manor.
Wait, they don't like throwing minifigures in big expensive sets, Eric.
They don't put exclusive minifigures in sets because
that's right.
You better buy the set or else.
That's too high of a price point for them to do that. I forgot.
Yeah. They make it too easy to pick on them. That's the best part.
Where's our bell? Shame.
Any which way you look at it, I'm pretty pumped for. The other one I was thinking. So, what actually really got me going back into Lego years ago was actually at a Calgary Comic-Con, and the Calgary, the Cowlog or whatever, Calgary Lego Users Group had their big display up. They had a big train display running and stuff, but they did a superhero theme of it, and one of the dudes did. Justice, the Hall of Justice. And it was massive. And it was all white brick. and it was like I stared at that. We were with a booth across, and I stared at that thing for the whole show, and I thought, like, what was going through my head is, I'm building that.
Yeah.
I'm going to build that. And then I went over and asked the guy, I'm like, what's that worth? And he goes, if you start, getting the price of the bricks and this and that, it's probably, I don't know, 1,500. I'm like, wow, I was just blown away. I was like, no, it's stupid Lego. What are you talking about?
How cool would that be if this set is Hall of Justice?
Yeah. That's the other thing that I was thinking. Like, it could very well be a Hall of Justice.
Yeah.
If there's something they need to amplify or to make better in the Lego world, I think it's the DC world. Mm-hmm. Marvel, like,
are you kidding? No. So for UCS sets, DC's got it. They got the Batwing and the Batmobile and the Tumbler now. I mean,
yeah, but I'm talking about just more into the play side of it. So or the city side of it.
I agree. City side, yes. If it's a building, I agree. DC all the way.
Yeah, no, 100%. So like the Marvel side, they have a long way to go into the other side of it. But like you look at the Daily Bugle, and like it is one of my favorite sets. Like I actually, as dumb as this is going to sound, I want one more Daily Bugle, just to build it as the Bugle.
If it's a big? We got Multiverse of Madness coming out. What if it's a big Sanctum Sanctorum?
Oh, I'll be so pissed off because I just bought the two little ones.
Like, imagine.
Just imagine.
Well, but you haven't cracked them open yet, have you?
One is built.
Okay.
See, and that's where it makes me think they would have more success at a $500 Lego set if it was Marvel based than DC.
Yeah, Marvel, yes.
Marvel has done a far better job of introducing new characters to a mainstream audience than DC ever has.
Well, that's probably why I'm feeling that way, is because of just the like the TV side of it, or what we're seeing or what we're watching. Like Marvel is definitely killing it.
Yeah.
So,
what if it's Hawkeye's farmhouse?
Get out of here.
Yes. What if it's just a big Hawkeye?
Doug says he scored Mos Eisley Cantina for his birthday last month. Got R2D2
excellent.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah,
that was the first Master Building Series set I've bought, and it's, I think, the best one by far. Although the Ewok Village is really good, but Mos Eisley, I wasn't into the play sets. Mos Eisley is the first one I bought, and don't regret it at all.
Mos Eisley is one that I again want two of, because I said this last stream. I think I wanted to build, the cantina, the outside the cantina scene with the speeder coming up, and build the whole city and all that stuff around. That's what I've got built in the cabinet over here. And then in the other one, I want to have it opened up and just have the bar scene being visible, because it's so cool inside that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if one ever became available real cheap, maybe.
That's what makes that set hard, right? Like the real estate required to open that up.
Yeah.
To display.
It's a full PAX cabinet, and you're only using, it's a full width of a PAX cabinet, but you're only using like this much of the back of it.
Right.
To the front is, you could probably do the reverse side of the bar on it.
Yeah.
Just build the walls up, just build the plates out, and then build the reverse side and put more, like,
just do a diorama scene. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Just coming at you guys with ideas.
You're the idea guy.
The idea people here.
This guy. He's got them all.
Got them all.
What are you building there, Tanner?
I don't have anything. I might crack open this coffee cart. I probably will. Let's see. I also saw some interesting. They released some set numbers and some prices for ideas waves as well. We know Sonic is coming on January 1st. We didn't even talk about that. I may pick that one up on January 1st because I'm a sucker for the idea sets. We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's becoming my favorite theme.
It's amazing. It's just amazing because there's variety there in what they have, and just what I think Lego is inspired. They see these designs from other people, and then they just want to take them up to the next level, I think, and largely they do. It's just I think it's just the variety and just the creativity that's out of that I just love them.
We didn't talk about something else.
Let's hear it. Your
The boat.
shirt. I love it.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Nope.
The boats.
The boats. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else ordered from Bricklink Designer Program on the first round, but we all got our emails this week saying they're going to be shipping the first round sets early.
Yep.
We weren't expecting them until January, but I think everybody that ordered in round one got an email this week, or at least I've talked to a lot of people that have, that said, hey, we're shipping a little sooner than expected. Now,
Yeah, like a lot sooner.
What's interesting and what Kevin's talking about is, so I ordered Flight of Passage in round one, and then in the very first round, and then I ordered the fishing boat. We all ordered, Kevin and I did. Eric, I can't remember if you did or not. You did not, right?
Fishing boat and castle.
Okay, so Eric, but you got those both on the opening wave,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
So Kevin and I ordered the fishing boat on wave 2 of round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Those waves were not supposed to ship until June, but we both got the email saying that they're getting those sets ready to ship. So we'll see if it was a screw up or if we actually get them, but it sounds like they're going to start shipping stuff in December. At least definitely the wave 1 stuff, and maybe even some of the wave 2 stuff, which is exciting.
Which shows you how efficient they are, right? Because that's 10,000.
Yeah.
Of at least 2. I don't know if they're producing 10,000 of all of them, because I don't
more,
think
more
all
than
of them sold
10,000.
out.
So the boat should be 20,000, I think.
No, it's 10. Yeah.
First
so here's
wave,
what happened.
First wave of 5.
Yeah, here's what happened. It was all supposed to be 5.
The castle blew it up.
They accidentally sold 10,000 of the castle. And then, so to make it fair, and because a lot of people missed out when the other sets sold out the first 5,000, they opened up another 5,000 for the other 4 sets. And so it's 10,000 total for all 5 of them.
Do we know if all of them sold out? I don't.
Yeah, I believe they did in that first wave. Yeah,
because it doesn't look like all of them are going to sell out this round.
It does not. No.
The what's the one that's closest right now? I think the Venetian houses is the next closest.
Yeah, it was second.
Selling out.
Yep, it was second, and the bowling alley I don't think was that close. The
did the bowling alley sell out?
No, it has not yet. Wait,
how much was the bowling alley?
It was $230 American.
Yeah, this round was expensive.
That's what I picked up the bowling alley when Seasons in Time didn't make it, because I wanted something, and that's the one I like. Well, I think it's the windmill that sold out.
The windmill looks pretty wicked, but I think I would go with the bowling alley.
The
bowling alley you can fit into any scene.
Lego store definitely sold out. It sold out on day 2, but I think the windmill has sold out as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited too, because Tanner pointed out that the tiles for the bowling alley are the same ones used for the typewriter.
Yes, sir.
So you now have the ability to write anything, because you can buy extra from Bricks and Pieces or Bricklink or whatever. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
Detail, you asked why they'd produced twice. I don't know if you caught the explanation, but in round 1 they screwed up and oversold the castle, and so they opened a second round. And
well, they had multiple screw-ups. There was not only that, but they were trying to, because in the round 1 they put no limits to anything.
Correct.
So you could buy I could buy 10.
It was 5. I think they did a 5.
Yeah, 5, and it was just that was asinine because no one was getting them, right? Like,
yeah.
the secondary, or people were buying it just to put it on the secondary market.
Yep.
Because those do sell well. They really do.
Yeah,
Like
they
from
do.
that previous designer program that they did before this
Yeah.
one.
Well, yeah, because they are limited sales, 10,000 copies each. All right, so the Lego store and Venetian houses have sold out.
Okay.
The bowling alley is next, and it doesn't look like it's probably at 8,000 right now.
So
Mountain Windmills.
that Venetian house has just sold out then within the last couple of days, because I had an issue that I told you guys about, that when they sent that email, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wow. So then I went to check my round 2 and it didn't show up on my orders. And it's just because I wasn't signed into my Lego account when I did it.
Yeah.
Because then I was getting nervous because that one was getting close to being sold out.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good.
Windmill looks like it's at about 7,500, and the aquarium looks at about 6,000 roughly.
No, you figure they're not selling out because of their price points?
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
I think the longer it goes too, I think you have people forgetting about it.
Yeah, that's very true.
And what is there, 10 days left, roughly?
Not even necessarily forgetting about it. I mean, I just assumed they were sold out already, because everything else took minutes to sell out.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be my understanding they'd be gone already. So
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, 10 days left.
So it's
DCL says yes, but then they produce them all out at once, so all buyers get it. They won't produce it twice. Well, in this case, though, they said that they were going to work the first round, and then they wouldn't ship the second wave until 6 months later, and then that was going to delay the third wave to be sometime in the third or fourth quarter of 2022.
Yeah.
So Lego actually said that they were going to be producing round 1 in 2 different waves.
Yeah.
It makes sense what you're saying, that they would knock them all out in one shot while they're, crank all 10,000 out in one shot, but that is not what they said.
Yeah, you can get that one in the frequently asked questions or whatever on Bricklink, I think, is where they've said that.
Yeah. Yeah, DCL accidental double wave was from round 1. Yep, you're right. Yeah, that's what we were referring to. They won't do 2 different waves in round 2. They'll ship all of those at the same time.
So they opened up round 2 to 10K, right?
Yes.
So do you think they're going to do that with the remaining rounds? I don't remember if they said anything about it.
That's a good question. I almost think they got to now.
I don't think they should.
Right.
Well, if it goes to 5K, Waller's is through, right?
No, because he still wasn't one of the first to 3K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know. It's tough because you could limit them, but then you know what they're going to notice, or what Lego's seriously going to look at, is that all of these didn't sell out.
Yep. And I think that's a curious point too. They'll see that 3 of them didn't sell out, and they'll say, well, we're going to crank these back down.
Yep.
And then they'll make them super, it'll be
They'll make them more rare, and then they'll put something else that everybody's going to want.
Yep. Mad rush, mad fury to get them again. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when those hit the secondary market, all of a sudden they want $2,000 for the stupid things because, well, you just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And Lego's going to have all that information because they own Bricklink.
Absolutely.
That was the point I made to Tanner, I think last week or whatever. I said something about that. I'm like, well, now they just have all the stats of everything, right? Like, it's R&D. It's almost free R&D for them. They're just watching what the market's doing, and then they can manipulate the market to how make it work to whatever they want.
Well, not only that, but hey, Cam guy, they can also just completely kneecap the scalpers market or the secondary market for steps too.
They can see what's selling at the top list. That's what I think I said to you. They can see what's selling at top and re-release it.
Absolutely.
I think
Tumblr.
they
Boom.
even came out and said that when they'll see the same sellers who all of a sudden put up 15 of the same set on their Bricklink store, they're going to monitor that. I think they literally came out and, didn't say a set amount, but yeah, it was to help police and traffic that. Plus, it gives them the ability to undercut Bricklink sellers' parts prices.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of times now I've gone on to Bricks and Pieces or online Pick a Brick, and their parts are cheaper. There's nothing else comparable, at least in the States. But
For sure.
so it's they know what they're doing.
Copper asks, can Waller resubmit seasons for another round, or is one try and that's it? One try and that's it, I think. I hope he puts his instructions online. I'm sure he probably will, or hopefully they let him. But
oh, that's a good point, because it becomes a Lego product now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They kind of have the rights to it. If he ever comes back on, we've got to remember that question for him.
For sure.
If the rights go back to him on the design of that set.
Yeah.
That's I would hope not. But they do get a good, and you know what? Maybe that's why they're giving the designers that incentive. What was it? Was it a credit that they would get for Lego, right?
Yep. DCL says the castle is already on eBay for $850.
Yep, it is.
Cool.
It works. And the sad part is people will pay it.
Yep.
Not this person, but people.
And DCL says the Bricklink sets come with digital instructions only. And I'm okay with that. I think that makes sense. If they had to print them, you're looking at possibly increasing the price of the set plus the time it takes to produce it.
Yeah.
Plus the designers had to do the instructions, which is different from ideas, right? You don't have to do instructions or anything with this. The Bricklink designers actually had to create their own instructions.
Yeah.
Which is why they're probably able to turn those out quicker, because there's no printing. Exactly. All of that whole thing, the design work is already done for those. So,
which is another kick in the pants if your set doesn't make it, right? For ideas, it's one thing. It stinks, but you're not doing all that extra work to make instructions. But for these designer program, you gotta put even more effort in, and then you don't get that.
Yeah.
DCL says, I kind of wish all sets were digital only. I don't know why, where to put them all with the instructions. Yeah, I can see that. I got a thing that's just filling up with instructions I'm going to have to figure out soon. But I like having paper instructions in front of me. I can do digital, but I like having a physical copy. It's just habit.
I prefer the physical copy for sure. My old ass eyes prefer the books, but I'm just like that. Part of the instructions, a lot of the instructions that we get, like if you look at the instructions for Millennium Falcon or any of that stuff, they're almost art in themselves.
Yep.
So, I like having those, but I get what you're saying. It takes up a lot of real estate.
Which is great with the ideas. Right, I love the cover to the Home Alone instruction manual.
Yeah, it's the attack plan or the plan, right? So,
right. So how cool is that? I wish they would do a lot more of that. Right, like they did it with the DB7.
The DB5. Yeah, the DB5.
The DB5. Yeah, sorry. So it would be you lose that.
Yeah.
But that's also a generational thing, right? Like there's probably going to be a point where they don't offer physical instructions anymore.
Yeah.
What is nice about, and the digital is one thing, the PDF, but I really like what they've done with the Mario stuff, where it's fully digital where you can take the model and spin it around, right? So sometimes with some of these big sets, you can't tell quite where they're clutching the brick on, and you wish you had another angle. And it's really cool when they give you a model, a 3D model that you can rotate.
Yeah.
Yeah, far better. I think that's the way they should go with the art stuff. I think that would be great. I think it makes it a better build experience, at least for the art, in my opinion. Having that.
So, what are the rumored arts coming out again?
We got Batman, and so allegedly you're going to be able to, and I don't know if it's going to be the classic Batman or the Keaton Batman or who, but there's going to be a Batman one that lets you do, I think they said it's going to be another 3-in-1 where you can do Batman or the Joker or somebody else. And then Elvis has been one out there as well, a rumor that they're doing an Elvis art. Hey, Jerry Houston. Beer drinking builder Matthew asks, have we talked about the new Friends sets yet? We haven't, but I'll tell you, I'm impressed with some of the new Friends sets that are coming out. They've kind of ditched the pink and yellow color scheme largely and gone to more tones. They still got the crappy mini dolls, but they've gone to a lot more like oranges and greens and things like that. And like there's a tree house, this mega tree house set with Friends. There's a houseboat. There's a row of modular buildings, like 4 modular buildings in a row for Friends. Like it's a decent looking lineup.
Matthew likes the mini dolls.
I bet he does. I bet he does.
It's 7 up on the T. A lot going on for these stinking reindeer, that's for sure. This is cool.
You're gonna glue a nose on one? So I saw this guy on Instagram glued a nose on one of them, and his reel got 100,000 views.
No way.
Which is a lot for Instagram, right? I mean,
wow. All right. Well, I guess I know what we're all doing.
There you go.
Gluing noses.
Gluing noses.
Hey, Sting Bricks.
Hey, Sting.
Let's go.
Hey, Sting.
Yeah, I just realized the game's on, so I'm hustling through this, and then I'm gonna get the TV on behind me here so I can watch them lose because I think they're losing already.
Oof. Yeah, we lost the second game to Tampa, and now everybody's got COVID.
So I had a good experience the other night. I had everybody knows I'm an Oilers fan through and through.
Wait, you are what?
I'm an Oilers fan.
That's not an Islanders hat?
No.
This whole time I thought it was an Islanders hat.
I thought it was a Houston Astros hat.
But my whole life, guys are jerks. My whole life, I've also been a Pittsburgh fan. I've cheered for Pittsburgh. Mario Lemieux was one of my favorite players. So I was always a big Pittsburgh fan. And when they acquired Crosby, I was pretty excited. I mean, it was a big deal. I actually really like Crosby. I'll talk about some other stuff he did when he was in town here, but the one thing I've never got to see is Crosby play hockey. I've seen Lemieux play, but I've never had a chance to view Crosby play the game.
I thought that was a joke because he sucks, but
yeah, he's pretty overrated. I'm glad you got to see it in person now. I've had to see it in person way too often.
So my boss called me and said, hey, he had some bad news or whatever. He goes, Kev, I know you're a fan. He goes, you want to go to the game? And I'm like, oh goodness. It was a night that my daughter was coming over for supper. So I was torn because I didn't know if she'd want to go to the game or not. And of course it's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're going to see McDavid and Crosby on the same ice surface. Pretty cool experience. So yeah, it was
Battle of the fourth lines. Nice.
yeah, battle of the fourth lines. It was so fun to watch. Like Crosby's warm up. If like I followed him for so long, Crosby's warm up is the same every game. Like he's a very regimented person. Everything he does is almost identical all the time. And so there was a spot where I'm like, I know he's going to stand on that dot, and they had this Oilers logo, like a light logo on the ice, twirling around the ice. And I got a picture of Crosby stand on this dot, and he's standing right dead center in the Oilers logo. So kind of a cool shot. And then yeah, just to watch them play the game, and even better for Edmonton to walk away with the win. It was pretty impressive, and McDavid put on a bloody show.
But he had 4 points, 3 points,
Yeah.
4 points.
Yeah. The thing I like about Crosby and these guys, and I get a lot of people will talk about how he's a whiner and this and that. The guy is an amazing hockey player. But to see what he does when the game's not happening. So there's a video that got shot the other day. It was Crosby walking into Rogers Place. And our junior team here is the Oil Kings. So these kids are like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, like 15, 16, 17. They play out of Rogers Place, and they were working out when the Pittsburgh bus showed up, and the whole team's walking by, and Crosby breaks away from the group and goes over and just starts talking to these kids. He doesn't have to do that. Like, he doesn't have to do anything like that. And these kids, like, you see their faces, man, and they're just like, what the hell is happening right now? Like, why is Sidney Crosby? And he's talking to them about what they're doing and stuff. Like, he totally doesn't need to do that. So it's kind of stuff like that that makes me.
How many Best Actress awards has he won now?
Just as many Calder trophies.
Oh, you guys, you're terrible.
You know, he had a game at the Garden. I didn't go to this one, but he ended up giving a fan in the crowd a hockey stick. I don't know if you guys heard that story.
No, that's cool.
He was getting chirped by this guy when he was in the box, and at the end of the game, he had a stick. He had somebody tell him to stay, and he gave him a signed hockey stick, I think, saying like, you know, great chirps or whatever. He's like, I've had it plenty of times, but this guy was like better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But he's gotten a lot better when it comes to like crybaby stuff from when he first came into the league. You know, like I said, I get to kind of see him a lot being, you know, in the Metro and, you know, on the East Coast.
Is the Metro division where they shave their armpits, or
what's that? The best division in hockey? What?
Well, Kevin, we were talking about this though. I mean, that's one thing you got to appreciate about McDavid is he, the guy just puts his head down and plays hockey. He's the best young player in the league, and he's not upset when he doesn't get every call. Like, he's not pulling a LeBron James and looking right at the ref every time he gets knocked down or anything, gets cross-checked or whatever. So
he totally should be, because that guy gets absolutely destroyed every game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'd destroy him too. You want to put the press on the best player in the league, right?
Yeah.
They can't skate with him. So what else are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, but even the last game, it was comical. I watched a player ride him down literally ride. He jumped on his back and rode him down the ice. And the ref's watching him slide by like, oh, yeah, I should call that.
That doesn't look legal.
That's not legal. Yeah, no, and they're both good like that. I've seen Crosby do stuff like that. I've seen McDavid do stuff like that. Like, it's nice to see that these guys, their attitudes aren't that swollen, that they're not about the people, right?
And one of the things that
Austin Matthews is a different story, but
he's a piece of crap. That guy's an absolute piece of crap.
Hey, no American shaming over there, all right? Knock it off.
Have you seen him wear his tight pants and his merce?
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Catching up on chat. Brickman said he used a paint pen for Rudolph's nose. That's a good idea. Matthew wants to know who's excited for the new Disney sets. There were some cool looking new Disney sets, I think. I didn't pay as much attention to them. I'm sure your daughter's excited to see those, Matthew. Infamous says you're watching the #1 team in the West, the Flames versus the Ducks. And
did Kev just walk off when you said that?
I think so. Sting said he went to the Chicago game last week, have tickets for the Kings game on Sunday, then box seats on December 9th.
Nice.
It's awesome. The last hockey game we went to, I got tickets from work, and we showed up. I think traffic had us, we were like 10 minutes late, 5 minutes late maybe. So 5 minutes into the first, playing Arizona, who's like the worst team in the league, and 5 minutes in the first, it's already 3-0 Arizona. We sat down and they scored 2 more goals in the first period. We're like, yep, nope, we're not staying for this crap. It was an ugly one.
Yeah, Infamous likes those Calgary guys, I think.
Mm. Yeah, the Blues, they beat Tampa in the first of the series in a shootout. Really good game. Second one, they lost 4-2, I think. But now Bennington's is on COVID protocol. I think they got Falk is on COVID protocol. They got 3 of their best players on COVID protocol, and then David Perron, who is their hottest winger, got injured and he's out. So,
see, I think Vladimir Tarasenko is their hottest winger.
He's very hot right now. Perron was doing well too. Yes, Vladdy is doing really well.
And that Buchnevich guy looks pretty good too.
Booch is having a good year too. He hasn't scored a ton.
I'm going to have to put up. Todd says, "Go Coyotes, go!" Now, so Kendra and I left the hockey game the other night. It's downtown Edmonton, right? Like downtown core. Busy place. I'll put the video up on my Instagram. Kendra and I are driving along, and I look over and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And there's a coyote walking down the sidewalk, like dead center, middle of the city. So
animal or player?
The animal. And he's trotting along, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I thought Kendra was taking a picture. I'm like, "You're gonna have to hurry up and take a picture." And she goes, "I'm taking a video." And he comes trotting along, and I go, "What's up, Mr. Coyote?" or something I said. And he stops and he turns and he looks at the car, and I'm driving like this. I'm like, "Oh, he's a big boy." And I start turning my head, and there's people 10 feet in front. He was trotting behind people.
Ooh.
Like 10 feet behind these people. He was going to catch them.
Stalking them.
Yeah. And I'm just like, ooh, yeah, that could be not. They're getting pretty aggressive, but yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, oof, that could end poorly for you. This sleigh is fun. I like this.
Yeah, it's a good set. It's a really good set. Destro 319's here. Hello, Destro.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another one of these and double it up for sure. Yeah, wider will be better. I won't hold it. Nope. That looks pretty cool. And then you got the tree. Look at these different trees. You got some tree action here.
Todd says there's never just one coyote. They usually run in pairs.
Yep.
We actually have some wild coyotes here that we can hear every now and again when they get something.
Yep.
Jane Doe's here. Hello, Jane Doe.
Hey, Jane Doe. How was your Lego event?
Hello.
She posted some pictures earlier, and it looked pretty amazing.
When? Before our stream?
Yes.
Oh, I was on Insta right before, so I'll check them out. I wish we'd have stuff like that around here. I'd be very happy with that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll set something like that up.
Hey, Infamous, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, those conventions are very cool to see. We had a small one here earlier this year. I'm excited to hopefully go to one next year.
Yeah.
Because again, we were talking about it with the creativity of design and just seeing how people can take the brick to the limit with the design process and use techniques that you never even think of.
Yeah.
Just amaze me. Even some of the stats where they're using some of the new techniques amaze me. But then seeing what people all over the world do with their creativity is just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and inspiring and stuff, and you can get those little ideas that will make you want to like even go back into things. So
Yeah.
when Matthew jumped his car and destroyed all my sets, the you know, I went through and I pulled all the lighting out of the Daily Bugle, and I pulled all the lighting out of my Avengers Tower, and I'm just going to redo it all because I have different ideas of what I want to do with it and stuff like that. So it kind of gives you the opportunity. And even when you go to these events and you see something someone's done, you're like, okay, well, now I kind of think maybe I'll go that route or I'll do that way. And it's not like you're stealing their idea. Like it is the ultimate form of flattery, realistically.
Yeah.
But, you know, it gets you back into a set. So you don't have to go out and spend these thousands and thousands of dollars on all new stuff. You can revisit your older sets and just make them that much better.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Infamous wants to know if you moved or you're just facing a different direction.
I moved, actually, Infamous. Yeah. I'm in a new place by myself here, and yeah. So big changes.
Matthew says he'll move your sets for you anytime.
Well, here, let me show you what that looks like. For those of you who haven't seen what happens when Matthew moves your sets. Let me just get one of them out of the box here. Just all joking aside, I really appreciate all his help. He was a massive help. But a lot of stuff didn't make it so great. The guy had stayed up one night because Jane Doe asked me to do here's the sailboat. Asked me to do
Is that one of those how do you say that? Transegrity? I can't even say it.
Tensegrity.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, but yes.
I can't even say it. So
we had stayed up one night. Jane Doe had asked. We were doing kind of a scene with the sailboats and stuff because they were neat. I liked it. I dug it. So I don't even know how the heck this went on here. So I'd stayed up to do it, and yeah, this is what's left of it. So we're gonna throw it back together right now if we can.
Well, it's
Jane Doe says not only will he help you move your sets, he'll give you a kiss after doing it.
What?
I don't know. Figured you knew.
I didn't hear that part of the story.
Matthew says, in his defense, that sailboat was not in his car.
Yes, it was.
No, it looks like it was dragging behind your car.
Yeah.
Semantics.
Hey, I found my crayon guy. There's the coral reef it was kind of sitting on. What's left of it. Some dead sharks, dead dolphins.
Oh, Jane Doe clarified and said his comment above yours, he did a kiss blowing emoji.
Oh, well, he does that every now and then. He's weird that way. Oh, Jane Doe wasn't here to see it. Jane Doe. Oh, and Eric wanted that brought forward a bit. I'll grab it.
So this little coffee cart promo is a pretty good one. Copper, I can't remember. This was on your list of good promos, not clunkers, right? Because I remember the price point on this one was very good. But Eric, did you get this coffee cart one?
I did not, no.
It's pretty good.
I didn't even know what it was.
It reminds me a lot of that Target promo, that Been There Donut one, but it's actually a little better than.
There we go.
Yeah, that's.
Try to get the light out of there.
See, I'm glad to see it there because I thought about like in the Deadpool's like eyes of not putting plates to try to create some depth.
Yeah.
But you
Move
really
to your-
don't see it.
Kev, move to your left a bit, to your left. Okay, and then back a step. There you go. Oh yeah.
That is
That good there?
Yeah.
Tanner, man, great job. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Are you missing some studs for his nose?
No,
Or is
that's
it just-
that's how it's done.
I thought there was. Is it just really light?
yeah,
It's
it might
really
just be
light.
washing out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really light right here. There's tan here, and there's
Yeah. Okay.
The only studs I'm missing all this in black.
I got you covered there.
Yeah, and then I'm missing $450 in sand green.
And that's for what? 4 of those
30.
stuff, right?
Yeah, 30.
4 or 5, yeah.
It's nuts. We were talking about that. So sand green studs came in one set, a 2002 Harry Potter set.
Wow.
Well, Aspen can send me 2, because there's 2 in the set, right?
2 in the set. Yeah,
Yeah.
So the only set they ever made it in had a quantity of 2,
correct.
and they won't print. They won't do printed tiles, but they'll make a set with just 2 parts of one color. That's it.
Well, I'm assuming at some point they were going to try to use them in something else, right? Would be the thought, but
Right.
I wonder. I'll have to look if you can get those on Bricks and Pieces, because I would just buy those and sell them on Bricklink for $4 a stud.
There, if you're looking honestly to do something like that, a good option is like those little teddy bears.
Really?
So I had bought a bunch on Bricks and Pieces for like the amusement park, and they're pretty cheap, but everyone on Bricklink sells them for probably like 3 to 4 times what you
you're
actually
talking about the
pay.
teddy bear like this in the Santa set?
Yeah, like those little teddy bears, and they make them in all different kinds and colors, and that's a good spot to research for parts to sell.
Oh, Copper says the coffee cart was on the naughty list. Oh, I think it's a good one. I thought the price point was like 160 or something, but felt like it wasn't terrible. I guess it could have been less, but Infamous says, "Easy, my non-AFOL sister randomly sent me a TikTok video of you."
That's awesome. Hopefully it was a good one.
Oh, the Seattle Kraken game looks like a puck goes over the bench and it hits the trainer right in the head.
Ooh.
Who looks at him?
It might be the equipment guy.
Oh, that was another thing. So the Blues, their goalie, COVID protocol. So they had a guy, their backup goalie was a beer league goalie.
Really?
Yeah. Like that the other night, last night, I guess. Yeah. It was a beer league goalie, a guy who hasn't even played like minor league hockey.
I love when that happens. That's epic, man. I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great strategy by the NHL.
No, it's a cool story, right? Like that's happened around here before and stuff too. That something happened, and can't remember who else it happened. It happened last year to someone, and they had to walk out their
Toronto and Carolina.
Yeah, that's right, and they had to walk out the guy. I mean, that's just so cool. Imagine that guy hitting the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great story until it happens to your team,
Right.
and
Only
they've
if you're
got
in
to
a
bring
playoff
out.
race, it would matter.
Cam guy says, I wanted the coffee cart promo, but my Lego store was already sold out. And he also said, who's building what?
I am working on BB-8s.
Eric's got BB-8. Kevin's doing some rebuilding. He built some Christmas stuff. And I did a bag of the AT-AT and this Bricktober promo, and now I'm finishing up this coffee cart.
So when you finish up the coffee cart, can you show all of us how the legs work?
Sure.
Because I don't know if they did a good job describing what that little tool was.
No, they didn't.
Photos, right?
You're talking on the AT-AT. You're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like almost like a wrench.
Yeah. Because the photos, yeah, it just makes it look like you're, locking it or something. Which now I know what the purpose of it is for, but I'm curious. So I think we were talking before that it's going to have like one position to pose, right? With
Got a few,
Well,
yeah,
you
it's got a
can't
few.
do it like this.
yeah.
I think it's got a few. They do show you in the manual, like, don't do this with it, which is kind
Really?
of
Destro, did anyone get the AT or Titanic? The AT-AT Destro is, you can see his legs down there. Tanner's only building the bag a day, so that's kind of where he's at. Your bag, what now? 4?
fun. Finished 8 tonight.
8. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So I'm way off. But yeah, it's I haven't got mine yet. It'll be a while before I get one. So
Yeah,
But
this
it
cover
is-
art's decent little promo.
definitely on the list.
Yeah, it was disheartening to see all those prices and stuff of future sets coming out and how much a lot of them are going to be.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's just they're not slowing down at all, are they?
No, and we've talked about it that at some point they've got to do something, right? They've got to figure out how to reduce the price. But with the AT-AT and the Titanic, that stuff is selling out. So
Yeah.
they have no reason to reduce prices.
Doug, yeah, we all got the Home Alone set.
Yep.
And Matthew says I thought I wasn't going to get the AT. I want it, but we're going to see if it's going to be something in the cards there. I do want it. It's a pretty cool set.
He's not getting it because Lego's not, shipping anymore to stores till the next year. So
Yeah.
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 Did
You're
they come out and say that straight out?
Yep.
Really?
yeah, they
Yeah.
straight out said that they are not restocking it until the end of the holidays.
That makes no sense.
Brickman keeps pushing me to try and do a video review. I never say never, Brickman, but I just I don't know if I'm a YouTube video kind of guy. I like being on the stream. Like being on the stream talking to these fine gentlemen and you folks every week. But I don't know if I can do the whole shoot a video and edit it and all that kind of stuff. It's just I don't have a ton of time for that.
Do a short reel.
Could do that.
Do a long review.
All right, here we go. Oh, Matthew said both Edmonton stores had stock of the AT-AT today.
What?
Oh, got someone's attention.
Not that I can afford it, but what?
All right, Eric, you ready? Here's how the legs work.
So okay, so you have to bend over for that little tool then, right?
And I'll show you.
I'll show you. All right, let me see if I can get this close enough to the camera.
Damn you, Dwight. Man, that thing is huge.
That's
You're talking about the AT-AT.
okay.
Let me get this over here so you guys can see it well.
How does the bottom of the, I don't know what they call them, maybe just feet, but how do those compare to the treehouse?
Like size?
Yeah, size-wise.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the radius is.
They look a little larger.
They are definitely larger. It's a 8, maybe even more. 8 diameter of 8 studs, I believe.
Hmm.
Is that right?
So it is, I mean,
Here.
everything that it was meant to be the size of that.
No, it's bigger than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stud radius, so 12 stud diameter.
Wow.
So, and the other thing, the nice thing that they did is, and Lego's been doing this a lot. Sorry, I'm not talking. They've put rubber wheels in the bottom of each of, or tires, I should say, in the bottom of each of these to make friction.
Anti-skid.
Surface. Yeah, anti-skid. So they did that with the bonsai tree. They did that with the Hulkbuster, the big one, you know, where they put them in the bottom of it. I'm trying to remember. They did another one where they did, all those stunt sets for the ramps. They've done that on them. So this set, each of the bottom of these feet has a tire so that it doesn't slip slide around.
Great idea.
So I'm going to try and show you the mechanism here. And so in each of these, in the shoulder joint and in the knee joint, there's a Technic turntable behind here, and there's a worm gear right underneath it. And they've just got an axle on the back side here that you can take this tool, and it's just a brick built tool, but they've got a little swivel ball joint or a universal joint like in Technic that you can put onto the axle.
So it's a socket drive kind of thing.
Yep. And if I can get it, if I can find it, there it is. And as you turn, it's hard to see but as you turn,
The Imperial screwdriver. DCL.
it is Imperial. Yeah, check it out. There's actually a printed tile on the back.
Yep.
And so then I'll do
Eric right off. They print the tile on that thing, but we can't get.
And then I'll do his knee joint, and I'll turn that, and then he kicks the knee joint under him. So just it's excellent because it won't move beyond that, right? Like unlike the
newest
ATATs, they'll just click in place with those joints. This one won't. So yeah, you can pose them in these half bent state instead of doing them straight up, which is the only way to make the other ones stand up after a time, after you start wearing out those joints. And it's fine, right? The other cool thing is, and I'll try and show you if I can, they put some here in the wheels or they put some Technic gears behind these two pieces, and then they've got these big arc Technic pieces, and so you can bend this and it stays in place because they've got Technic gears behind here.
Oh, it's killing me. It's breaking my heart.
Yeah, I wish I didn't ask to see.
It's like, look, it's staying.
Just enough, right, to make it easy to move.
Yep.
But also stay solid.
Yep. Yeah. So it's
What are the on the inside of the legs? Are those kind of like hydraulics? Almost.
They're just
as they rotate, they adjust.
Are you talking about? These are just on ball joints.
Okay.
They're just on mixel joints. And so it's just, yeah. I mean, that one's just moving on a mixel joint. Is this piece?
That's what gives it the. Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit more rigidity. Nice.
Brickman asks, tell us about the Lego elements that cannot be pulled together after assembly or pulled apart after assembly. So, talking about this earlier, and I think DCL said you could wiggle it and they come out, but most Technic sets they don't do it. But when you've got those rectangular Technic pieces, right? that are really rigid. They're the Technic beams that are rectangular.
No, it's a square. It's a square with the holes in it.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got those. A lot of times they'll put an axle through there, and you'll hook on to a coupler here. In this case, they put the coupler in, and it's pinned into a Technic pin, and then they put a bushing in, and then your Technic axle is got the flat on one end, and it pushes all the way in.
Oh.
And so there's no way to work it out from this way.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't pull it out from this way because it's flat and it's all the way seated in the hole, flush with the hole. So it's tough to pull apart. Now, DCL makes a good point. You could probably wiggle it a bit and maybe get it to come out of there, because there is a tiny gap there that you could work it a little bit. But you could get like a very sharp tool, very thin screwdriver, and work it into there and wedge it loose. But very interesting that they've seated it like that.
And where is that part located?
It's like inside the joints of one of the legs, so it's buried in here, up in the shoulder joints. Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure they come apart, but you don't really need to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take this apart. Like,
yeah, that's what I said. That those sets are going to be built and left built. How's that?
The way they covered the way they plated this too is just, it's awesome. They've plated it together very well. Now, I think a lot of people complain that the legs aren't as skinny as they should be, but
really,
obviously to make it sturdy enough, you can't make it super skinny.
Are they thinner in the actual movie? Because they look proportional to me. They don't look.
That's what I thought too, but some of the hardcore people out there are saying they're a little too thick.
They need to get over themselves.
Yeah. Oh, it's because they're thick.
I agree. And then what I built tonight was the first part of the loading platform. That's how big that is.
That's funny because that looks exactly almost like the Ecto 1.
It kind of does, actually.
This is very similar to the first two bags, the Ecto 1.
It kind of does. That's crazy.
Nice. Where's your ejector seat?
Well, it's in there.
Oh,
hey, we didn't talk about that. Did Kevin? I know you saw Ghostbusters Afterlife. Eric, did you see it?
Yes.
I have not yet. No.
Anybody in the chat see it?
Get there. It is so amazing.
I really liked it. I did.
So good.
Yeah, so I gave Ethan the choice last time you guys streamed. Maybe it was the time before that, to see Ghostbusters or Eternals, and he chose Eternals.
Not a bad choice. Eternals was good too.
Yeah, I liked it.
I still haven't seen Eternals yet, too. But I'm more pumped up for. That's from the. I'm more pumped up for
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Did anybody order tickets on Cyber Monday?
No,
I didn't.
I meant to and forgot. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but
no, not my theater is always half empty.
When we went to see Eternals, there was probably 6 other people in the theater.
I was.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was very surprised because I'm out in Sherwood Park now. I was in Edmonton before, so I used to go to either South Common or Windermere to watch a movie at VIP, and it was always packed.
Yeah.
But I went out to the Sherwood Park Theater, and they got a real nice theater, like big, comfy, like lazy boy recliners and stuff like that. And when we went to Ghostbusters, and it was still fairly new, there was 12 people in the theater. There wasn't very many people.
Do you guys have to pick seats at your theater?
I do.
No, they're so far spaced apart that they don't care anymore. We did before.
Mhm.
If you go to VIP, you pick your seats anyway,
Mhm.
and they're leaving a seat gap between all of them. But yeah, I haven't had to pick seats in a while.
But my theater was before. It was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
It was, you had to reserve a seat.
Yeah, they had just started doing that. I think they held out the longest before they started doing it, but I'm not a huge fan of it, but what are you going to do?
Destra said, "Pump for Boba Fett at the end of the month." Me too, Destra. Boba Fett was always my favorite character in Star Wars growing up, so I'm excited about that. I am enjoying.
Is that on Disney at the end of the month?
What's that?
Is that on Disney?
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett. It starts, I think, December 29th is the first one, and I don't remember. Are they doing 2 episodes right away or just the one?
When do they release the new Hawkeye episodes? Do you know?
So last Wednesday was the first 2 episodes, and then episode 3, which is the halfway point because it's only 6 episodes long, was this Wednesday, and I'm loving it so far.
I did too. I'm not a big Hawkeye fan, but I did enjoy the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I was gonna joke, I think, when Jane Doe, because I watched the last stream and said about how there wasn't enough Hawkeye.
Yeah.
In the first episode, and I was gonna be like, no, that's the correct amount. I'm fine with that amount of Hawkeye.
It's the exact right amount. Yo said his typewriter arrived about an hour ago with VIP logo promo aluminum sign. Have you gents built it? Yo, I built the typewriter. I bought it for double points and loved it. I didn't think I was going to, just because I'm not big into typewriters. I built it. I couldn't put that set down. I finished it in 2 days and love it.
Just because I'm not big into typewriters. But you never thought you'd say that in your life.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a connection to the typewriter. Like Jane Doe was super excited about the typewriter when it came out because she
was hammered.
Well, she was so excited that she was hammered. Yeah, she was very excited about it because she had a special connection to typewriters. She had one like that growing up. I didn't have that, and so it came out, and I was like, yeah, it looks cool, but maybe not for me. Eric and I talked about it. The idea sets, I can't stay. I just can't quit them. I can't stay away from them because they're awesome. And so I finally grabbed it for double points and was glad I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
Leaps and bounds better than the piano, right?
Oh yeah. 100%. Not only to build and to the final display is just, it's really nice to look at. It's really pleasing to look at.
Do they have, so obviously they don't have 1x1 round sand green studs in that, right?
No, they do not. No, they do not. And it's funny because I was looking through my bulk studs before we looked up what it was in.
Yeah.
Because you get 15 leftover studs with every big set, right? So everybody's if you save those, I got a big container like this, just full of random studs, and I pulled that out and was looking through it while Kevin and I were talking before the stream, and I was like, nope, I don't have one. And then looked it up, and sure enough.
Yeah, and I have got a major, like, I have got so many studs just from art sets and everything, and I've got them all separated and all. And I went through everything thinking I'd find one. Nope. Because what I'd like to do, like,
you heard it here first, guys.
What's that?
Kevin's got a ton of studs.
I've got a ton of studs, yeah. I got a stable of studs. Aspen's getting on a plane right now. But no, I thought for sure I'd have one, but nope, not a one.
Yeah, I'm still floored by that, of how rare that part is.
Yeah, well, I was because I went into quantity, right? Because I usually when I'm doing a Brick League search, I'll take a look to see where I could get the quantity.
Sure.
And I did a quantity. I think the quantity, I can't even remember now, but it was like 8 or 6 or something. The guy that had the most, I'm like, uh-oh. Like, that those haven't seen a wall or But when you think about it, so the average stud, Canadian pricing on those studs are Like black, you can get for about 2 cents a piece. The rest of everything else is about 4 cents a piece.
Yeah, that's similar here. It's 2
Yeah.
to 3 to 4 cents or so.
So I had to pick up Matthew 1,000 whites. So it was like $20. I got them off of. So I picked up my studs off of. I used 2 different Bricklink stores here. Of course, my first go-to is I have 2 first go-tos. So I use Brick Monkey. That's Lynn, and I'll see what she's got for stock, and then I'll use Harley's pieces and bricks. So, and Harley's got a very large store. So I went through his stuff. I got what he needed, and then I got another guy that I use. It's on the total opposite side of the city. He got what I needed, but like Matthew came over to grab his bricks. I'm like, so that's what $20 in whites looks like, and it was like a quarter of a cup. And that cup would have cost you $20. So you can make some pretty good money on those studs if people are buying them.
For sure.
Yeah, because they'll offer different colors on the pick-a-brick walls.
Every now and then, you'll get some. So I've just kind of made it my rule that when I see those studs on the wall, I buy a cup of them. Doesn't matter what color it is. And that's why I have so many. I've got so many colors, but like I was saying, Eric, that when I did the Joker that Tanner designed, like the colors that are used in it, like there's that flat silver, there's that dark gray, there's a light gray, there's a dark or medium gray, there's a dark orange, nougat, maroon, blue, white, purple, sand green, olive green. Like there's an abundance of colors. There's a lot going on there. So it's but purple was another one. Purple I think I was paying about 5-6 cents a stud.
Yeah, so they had sand green on bricks and pieces, but it is out of stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not coming back in stock at all.
No.
What do you mean, Matthew? I make lots of money off suckers like me. Ooh, how do I make money? I lost money. I drove all over the city.
Yeah, I'm envious of the amount of good Bricklink stores that you've got.
Yeah.
The only reason we have them is because we have stores here.
Right.
So, I mean, it only makes sense, right? Like you're probably going to have an abundance of stores where you have a store because they can go every week and stock up their.
And the store managers are calling them and saying, hey, we have these parts coming in, and if they're going in and buying 20 cups, we'll give them access to the box when they get there. I purchased bricks before from someone who says where they live is probably 10 minutes from my house, maybe 15 at most, right? Where the store says it's located. So I purchased from them, and I reached out and I was like, hey, I am not far at all. Like, is there any way I can pick them up? And they never responded. And then the parts were shipped to me from Texas. But their store still says they're in New York. And
I had that happen. Yeah, I had that happen. Store said they were in Vegas and they shipped from like Seattle or something.
Yes, I remember that one. And then there was a bigger issue because there were parts that were missing. Or no, there was a part that they sent me was broke. It was some like minifig stuff for Ethan, and it was a Doc Ock, and the part that goes on the back to hold the arms was completely busted. And it took the person 3 weeks to ship out a new one to me. And I'm like, I'll just go over. Is there any way I can go over and pick it up?
Yeah.
Just never got a response to it. Because obviously maybe the store once was local and they moved or something. I have no idea. But that was frustrating.
Well, let's see. We've been going for 3 hours now.
Yeah, you guys don't.
I'm pretty much out of stuff, and you've got BB-8's head to go, hey?
Yeah, I can finish this.
Nice
I like this. I
think you should just leave it like that.
I think you should just lay it on the floor and give it a boot.
Yeah, definitely. Where's my TV?
McLaren it.
TV's behind me.
You should.
Imagine the sound that'll make.
Oh my god. Oh, this would go viral.
Yeah. Basketball with it. See if you can dunk.
A Harlem Globetrotter. This.
All right, so we got one more question asked that we can answer before we go. Brickman asks, what Lego set will we take with us to the grave if we had to pick one?
Matthew, Eric wants to do head her off the camera. I'll let you guys go first. I gotta think. And
I have one of two. It would either be the spaceship my mom bought me years and years and years ago, or it'd be the combine I built with Kendra.
Yeah.
Everything
I
else.
had to get all sentimental about it. And now I'm not even going to be able to touch that because I got nothing sentimental here. Jerk.
It
went last.
Totally changed my answer too.
Yeah. I'm like, what Kevin said.
Oh.
Yeah, because everything else is just stuff. At the end of the day, I could give really a crap less about it. It's just stuff.
Yeah, and see, I don't have any of the nostalgic stuff that I built when I was a kid or that my mom got me or anything like that. I built a lot of stuff with the kiddos, so I'd have to think about that. But I don't know.
I mean, if I were you guys, I would probably be going down the route of something you designed, like your Obi-Wan or the Deadpool, like something that you've actually designed and done yourself. Because again, to me, that boils down like that Joker piece is probably it is one of the things I adore in this whole collection out of all of it, because that's it, right? Yeah. And so I don't know, and it's something you guys designed, so that's something from a buddy or something, you know. That's what more means to me. It's not necessarily the sets or anything. I mean, I love the Millennium Falcon, I love the Star Destroyer. There's a lot of cool stuff with that, but it just doesn't. I can get another one tomorrow if I had to.
You want to go sentimental? Here we go.
He's pulling out the kids' builds.
I'm taking all of Ethan's builds with me.
Yep.
There you go. Love that
Titanic. He's got his Jack and Rose.
It's perfect.
He's got his micro scale Jack and Rose. He's got his.
Have you let him watch that movie?
He has not watched it.
Has he drawn Rose like one of those French girls?
Not. And then he did this because when we went to Brickfest, there was a guy using the dimensions and building on top of them and then plugging them in, and it would light up the
that's cool.
parts.
Yeah,
great idea. So Ethan wants to do that as well. So he built his little mock off of the 64 block.
That's cool.
So he's got his Peach's Castle. He's got the Bob-omb here. All this stuff is custom made. His little Oops, I'm breaking it on him. He's got his Mario.
But that's the stuff that means the most, because like I said, the other stuff is just stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And he put Yoshi in the back. So if you remember in 64, right, when you got all the stars, you'd go behind the castle. He's got his Peach. And you put Mario back here on the front and stop breaking this on him before I get
Todd, we're not done yet. Hang tight, Todd. We'll get him.
No. Now you just want me to throw one, and I'm not going to do it. It wouldn't be spontaneous. And
yeah, not at all. Hey, remember how many stickers were on that thing, Tanner?
Nope.
Not going to do it?
Nope.
He's not a trained monkey, I guess, Todd.
Nice try, Todd. Nice try.
I like DCL says Kevin's going to be buried in 10 combined daily bugles.
Yes. I'm going to be combined in 10 bags of bugles, I think.
I'm a little bit disappointed in Eric not going with Grandmaster Yoda there, because he could have a nightlight.
That's true. That's true. Hey, great TikTok on that. We didn't talk about that, but your review of the light kit was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It was honest, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
It laid out the benefits of it and the drawbacks of it. Like it was a good review.
Yep,
Thanks, man.
absolutely.
It's TikTok is not the place for those, right? Like the people, the majority of kids on there and stuff, right, just don't have the attention span to stay that long. But yeah, thanks. I'm happy with how that video did for being a almost 3-minute long video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my first cut was down to like 4.5 minutes because then I even like talked about like what the options are with these buttons and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but the worst part was this here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, did you ever get a new battery for your key fob?
No, not yet. So if it wasn't for Kev, the review would have been very different.
You would have an amendment to the review. All right. So they got a hold of me and they told me I'm stupid.
Yeah. I'm like, I said to him, I took these pictures too to like prove to them I installed everything correctly.
Yeah.
And it's the stupid little battery that goes into the remote control.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's how quick we forget, because when I moved here, the Lambo has the light kit in it, and I turned the battery box on. I'm like, why the heck aren't the lights coming on? I'm like, what's going on? That's weird. And then I'm looking at the remote because my remote was sitting on the desk. It's right here. Yep. My remote's sitting on the desk. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to try. Click. Oh, there we go. We're good. So when Eric and I were talking about it, and he goes, yeah, it's just so I'm having him try this thing, try this, try that, and I'm like, oh, and he holds up the remote, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't have battery in it.
Yeah. We're both like, he's like, yeah, it's got to be the motherboard. It's probably bad.
Yeah.
What happens with these things? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, what sucks? Like they give you the controller. There's no battery for it. He goes, oh, that's your problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally forgot about it, but we got there. It's good. It lit up. It's beautiful. It looks good. I think it looks great.
You know what? It looks better than it does on their website.
Yes.
Like on their website, like in the middle, there must have been an LED out or something.
Yeah.
Because it made it almost look like it was 2 separate strips or something. Yeah. So I was a little weary about it because of that. But the Infinity Gauntlet was out of stock. And I don't want to use their kits for the modular buildings. I haven't found one where there's consistency enough. Right, like some of them, the street light out front is more amber, and then the other ones, it's more blue. Like the real cool 5,000 Kelvin light. So
too bright though, because you got to get the dimmer lights on those ones because you're in older village style.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like if I actually went to light the city, I think I could do it with the traffic lights, right? Like Tanner, I think we could.
Yeah.
The traffic lights, I think we'd have to modify a little bit, but we could still do a lighted traffic signal. But my street lamps would have to totally get redesigned and changed.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way I could do it. So, I don't know. I'd like to do more of a custom lighting thing with the city if I ever got to that point. But I'm in no rush. I think the lighting kits are perfect for like the one-off sets. We don't really have
they do a good job. And it depends what you go with. Like if you go with, like if you want to do the UCS Millennium Falcon,
that's got to be a nightmare.
Well, so the set that you want to go for is the expensive one there, but they have the sound and all that good stuff, and like it's off the charts for how cool it is. But I think it's $500. Yeah.
Wow.
So. Yeah. Brickman asked if that's a Light My Brick set. No, his was a Bricks Max.
Yeah.
The Light My Brick set is the good one. Oh, and we were talking the other day, Eric, about the hilts.
Yeah.
So these are Light My Bricks right here, hilts, and they you can't see it in the package, but I don't know if you'll see that or not. But they go right up. The Light My Bricks ones actually go right up in the. I don't know if that's visible there.
Far better option.
Yeah, that goes straight up the hilt.
Yeah.
And then they actually they glue them in. So with the light up kit from Light My Bricks, you get 4 of the lightsabers. I used just 2 of them. I used Obi-Wans and Darth Vader's for the coffee table upstairs. And yeah, I could send you one of these if you want. Look, someone has a green one.
Is it a white LED? Because if it's not, I'll send it back.
Well, no, it is a white LED because this one's glued in.
No, I'm kidding. Because I had said in the video that I don't know if they tried with a white LED because it would be kind of cool to switch out the saber with a different color.
Did anybody attack you for it? Yoda doesn't have a different color hilt.
I was not attacked. I will get attacked if you flip that hilt around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're
looked for that.
Number one.
Specifically, if you're going to do that to trigger people.
I think I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
It is not fun with a bunch of 9-year-olds screaming at you.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a blast. And yeah, I think we'll sign off for the night and we'll be back next week or what have you. And some more fun and good chat.
Yeah. I think I'll be up to bag. I'll be almost done with that AT-AT next week.
How many bags are in that set?
I think it's 18.
18. And you're on 8. So you got 10 bags. So you'll be close. You won't be done.
Be very close.
But you'll have some good progress on it for sure. We'll probably have the upper body and stuff on it, which will be kind of cool.
Sure.
So that'll be neat. Yeah. All right, but yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody, and as always, stay safe.
Take care.
Bye now.